Well, hello everybody to the Shitternet Ep.1. I have with me today Elliot from the Swine Brothers and Jeannie from You Goat Herd Gods. My name is Bob Seacock, and we're here just to basically shit all over people's ideas and lives and ruin people's things and stuff. But before we came on, we were just talking about a band called Inquisition in a court case where I believe is the singer took a plea bargain and some kind of weird perverted sex something or another.
I'll start
Elliot
this with 10
can
seconds in.
explain
That was a horrible intro.
You're a fucking dick.
Okay, so I will get you the article right now.
Yes, please. Are you putting that in the side chat?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll even link you to the Metal Sucks article because that's the one I saw it from. Much as I hate the site. Okay, and then I will tag you in his follow up.
No.
No, he doesn't get to speak for himself.
No.
There we go.
I don't think so, Elliot.
Hey, yeah, Swine. It's Swine B. Brothers. Remember?
Swine B. Ruthers. That's the name. Okay, so I'm gonna screen share this article. Give me a minute.
Were we live this whole time?
No, we just now started. Oh. Which is a shame because you were making a really good point and it made me want to go live, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, we'll make a good point after because I have a pretty. I'd like to bring Eric in actually on this.
Okay, so I am screen sharing the article.
Cool.
So, do you want me to read it or would you like to? I guess I will, because you're blind. Report. Inquisition's Jason Dagon Weierbach pled guilty to child pornography-related charges in 2009. This article was published on March 23rd, 2018 at 9:24 a.m. by Metal Sucks. I don't know who wrote this. Someone too cowardly to put their name to this, I guess.
I used to know their real names because I actually tracked them down.
Okay, so there is an update here. It says Weierbach has sent a statement to Metal Sucks in response to this article. We'll go to that after. The original post. Inquisition frontman Jason Weierbach, a.k.a. Dagon, pled guilty to pornography charges in 2009, according to official documents from the Superior Court of Washington for Snohomish County. So just that. Well, a plea. Did he plead guilty? I mean, where does it say that it was just a plea bargain?
All he said was it was a plea bargain. He did not say guilty or not. But of course, to make things sound, more juicy, it has to be guilty.
So I mean, this is just inaccurate then. If it was a plea bargain, a plea of guilty was not entered. So this article is just full of shit from the get-go.
Yeah,
I mean, right?
That's what Dagon was saying. It was basically that there were two counts. One was child pornography. The other was pornography in a public place.
Okay. But whether he's guilty or not, he did not enter a plea of guilty. He entered a plea agreement. So,
yeah.
Fuck this article, but we'll continue. The documents, which are a matter of public record, state that the NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, became aware of an account uploading sexually explicit photographs of young females in their early teens or preteens to the photo sharing website PhotoBucket in November of 2006. After tracing the uploader's IP address and determining its jurisdiction, the NCMEC contacted the Everett Police Department, who subsequently launched an investigation. Okay. That does sound pretty damning, but
yes, but also no. If you know anything about IP addresses, they can be changed.
Not only that, different individuals can be on the same IP address.
Yes, they can.
So, I mean, just from the first paragraph, you can you go into the rest of the article, like If they're lying already in the first fucking paragraph, what more bullshit's happening here?
But the point here is the charges were dropped. Okay, if he was guilty, shouldn't he have gone to prison?
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
If he was guilty, why isn't he in prison? I mean, if the charges were dropped, something must have not been right.
And Jeannie was saying something before we went on air. Do you think you could kind of make that point again about how we hold these artists and musicians to this standard, like we're electing them to office, but we shouldn't? If you can kind of
Yeah,
tell
I think
everybody.
it's just kind of funny that everybody's so concerned about, the criminal record, the criminal history of musicians because, you know what I mean? We don't ask anybody else we deal with in life for their past history. You know what I mean? Like if someone's gonna come fix your furnace, you don't, you know what I mean? Ask for their criminal record. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I want my
So,
plumber to be clean because if that's a dirty plumber, I don't want to get brainwashed through my plumbing to become a criminal because, those guys are crafty.
Does anyone
I
remember the?
think it's really sad that, and the reason this is happening is because it's happening to all journalism, where they're just there to be sensational. They'll make everything, well, it's just all clickbait, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's actually hurting society as a whole because then everybody is forced to have an opinion on everybody, everything else. And we don't even know half of what's going on, but we all have to have an opinion on it. And
Hmm.
these kind of this kind of journalism is just there to do that, to
Yeah,
Which is kind of the idea of why we're kind of doing this. Is like kind of sick of having to be so serious all the fucking time and have an opinion on everything. If I see something as bullshit, I'm going to call it bullshit. And if there's any kind of embarrassing information out there about the journalist who wrote that shit, I'm going to fucking talk about it. These people
I
act
just
like they're so above the board, but they're not. They're just other random jerk offs, just like everybody else.
I just think it's funny because if you look at like the '70s and '80s with rock and metal, it was excess city, and I mean, people were talking about like Jimmy Page's 14-year-old, I think it was 14, 13-year-old girlfriend, and nobody was. I mean, I think that's kind of sickening, but nobody was, nobody was, you know, saying a word about that. Nobody was saying a word about that. Nobody was saying a word about what Gene Simmons got up to, at after Kiss shows. Musicians are not moral. I mean,
They're they're
well,
not
they
your
weren't
children's role
expected to
models.
be. Yeah, they weren't expected to be.
Like I
And so
remember
they're
a
kind of
different
like, that's got nothing to do with me. I
different
don't want to
area
know.
altogether, but the NBA. I remember when it was back when Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan were playing, and ESPN had this big thing about our athletes are our children's role models, and Charles Barkley came out like basically saying, "No, the fuck, I'm not. I'm a professional basketball player, and if you're allowing your children to be basically parented by us, you're a shitty parent."
or as George Carlin once said, if you got a kid and he ain't your role model, you're both fucked.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, my parents weren't my role model. My role model was basically myself. I basically wanted to be me. I mean, and later on, I mean, the musicians I admire most were Dead and Gigi Allen. So there you go. Neither of
Hmm.
them could be described as upstanding moral people.
I still think it's kind of funny in a morbid way that he shot his own fucking skull into the wall, and his friend, when upon seeing it, thought, "I need to take a picture of this for our next fucking album cover."
My favorite was a suicide note. Excuse all the blood.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean that's pretty fucking epic, man.
Sorry about the blood. But the thing is like I never got into metal music for role model. I never got into. I mean, I listened to Varg. I listened to Burzum, and let me count the things I agree with Varg Vikernes on. Uh, I like guitars.
I don't watch any of his content, but from what I understand, he's actually pretty funny about shit.
I watched some of his content whenever he talks about his music. Whenever he talks about politics, I just because I it's not him personally. I just don't just politics. It's just
Yeah.
I need a break. But the things I agree with. Bound for Glory on music. I mean, Bound for Glory is really eclectic when it comes to their musical influence. Everything from Nightwish to The Absence to fucking death and black metal, and that's really. But if we were to get into conversation about politics, I agree with nothing they said.
Right. And you don't have to. I don't.
No.
You don't fucking need it. I
I
mean,
mean, okay, child porn is a serious matter.
yeah, but even then, if it's good and you don't know about the person's history and you hear their song and you like it, you
Well,
shouldn't be condemned. You know.
Well,
I mean,
even if you do, people are still buying Gary fucking Glitter albums. By the way, not to get off topic, that is my favorite child porn catcher story. Was Gary Glitter taking his computer in to get it fixed and it had child porn on it? It's like, you dumbass! Don't you
Yeah.
delete shit before you?
obviously not. I bet he was at the point with his sickness where he was like, "Well, they should just accept me, man."
If I had anything sort of incriminating, I'd delete it before.
Okay, so I'm going to continue here. Although the username for the Photobuck account suggested its owner was a woman, that investigation eventually led police to Werbach. In late 2007, Detective Karen Kalchik, I don't know, some Russian name, Eastern European thing.
Good job, Coxon.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the Eastern European thing. You're all fucking gypsies. Get over it. Visited Werbach and his wife at their home. While Werbach was out of the room, his wife admitted that they were having marital problems, that Werbach liked for her to dress up as a young girl when they had sex. And
that's not. I mean, that's just a weird fetish. But there are a lot of people who have that odd. I mean, have you seen Japanese porn recently?
How did that come up? As
and
soon as he leaves the room, his wife's like, "Oh yeah." Like, what the hell?
yeah, he liked me to call him daddy for some reason. I don't. I think he's a dick. So, but okay. So started to dress up as a young girl when they had sex. You know, sex. And that she was concerned that he might be looking at child pornography online. While his wife was out of the room, Weirbuck admitted to the photo bucket images were his, and that he had pretended to be a lesbian while obtaining them online. Weirbuck claimed that he had only ever looked at the images out of curiosity. Well, I mean, that's pretty damning. If he actually did this, fuck him. Like, come on, dude.
Well, like I said, I mean,
that's pretty bad, man. That's pretty fucking bad.
I don't even care anymore. I'm stuck and he pretended to be a lesbian.
Right?
I mean, who?
He likes to pretend to be a lesbian and for me to dress up as a young girl.
How did he pretend to be a lesbian exactly? Like,
use your imagination, Jeannie. It's all about the imagination. Or don't.
I mean, I've heard his vocal style. I like it, but good God, I don't want to think. No.
Now every time you hear him, you're going to be thinking, never mind. This is an excerpt from I guess the police report. I don't know. On November 28, 2006, Everett PD received a report from the NCMEC that photobucket.com had identified sexually explicit photographs of minors uploaded by an individual using the user account name Eliza Diaz 2000 and the email address of Eliza Diaz 2000 at yahoo.com. The NCMEC investigated and was able to track the IP address associated with the logins to Everett, Washington. The 6 images found on the photobucket.com account were all young females in their early teens or preteens. The girls were unclothed, partially clothed, or in a couple situations involved clear sexual conduct. Subpoenas were sent to both Photobucket and to Yahoo. Yahoo provided the recent IP information for the Eliza Diaz 2000 at yahoo.com account. The recent IP information was connected to Comcast Communications. A search warrant was sent to Comcast regarding the IP address. The IP address was determined to belong to Jason Weyerbach, the defendant, at an address in Everett, Snohomish County, Washington. Damn.
There
Sounds
is a
pretty
statement
clear.
by him though that
We'll
these
get
are
to
the
it. We'll get to it. But damn, dude. I mean, even at this point, even a plea agreement doesn't erase this. Like,
That's all fact on the record.
right. So, yeah, he likes to have his wife dress up like a little girl and look up girly pictures on.
See, I'm. It's a little more because a lot of people have their significant. I mean, I've heard. You don't want to know the stories I've heard, Scott, from upstanding, fine citizens of this land.
Okay, fair enough. What couples do in the bedroom, I mean, really can't be used to extrapolate too much into what
This
they
is gonna
do.
sound weird and shit, and I have never done this, but I do know people who have looked up things, horrible things, literally just for curiosity.
Yeah,
Like we'll
like
see.
us. We've looked up
Well,
death
I
videos.
mean, yeah. We've never. I mean, so it is quite possible that all he wanted to do was what does it look like? And if you were going to wait, listen to me for a second, Scott. If you were going to look up something like that you know is frowned upon, why would you use your real name? I mean,
Okay.
for all we know, it was just out of curiosity.
Yeah, for all we know, but I mean,
But for all we know,
still out of even if it was out of curiosity, it still feeds traffic to those pictures, which makes them more available, which
but
means
I have
it's not
I just did a search for your through your computer, Bob Seacock, and I found pictures of lawnmower porn. Explain
good.
that for a second.
I just love fucking lawnmowers, man. I have no excuse. I'm a degenerate. I love fucking lawnmowers, especially Husqvarna. I can't get enough of that orange tint, the black lettering.
And cut.
This is Weyerbacht's statement on the child pornography charges, and this was released on March 23rd, 2018.
I was there.
You was there. Anyways, Inquisition's Jason Dagon Weyerbacht has sent the below statement to Metal Sucks. The statement is in response to the story we ran this morning, in which we reported that Weyerbacht pled guilty to unlawful display of sexually explicit material and obstructing a law enforcement officer. We present Weyerbacht's statement without commentary below. However, there are some aspects of this statement that we feel with 3 E's. They fucking require clarification on our part. Our additional commentary appears below the statement.
So you're not going to comment, but you're going to comment. What?
We're not going to comment, but we're going to comment. That's right.
We're not going to comment, but we're going to comment. So
With major feels.
I'm not going to interrupt you, Scott, but I'm going to interrupt you. Or Bob, whatever your name is.
Bob, Scott, Cock, something.
I don't care.
Husqvarna, lawnmower porn.
Who's the lawnmower fucker? The mower file.
Bob, the lawnmower fucker, Cock. Anyways, Axel, feel free to publish my side of the story. I have never pled guilty to the initial charges. Had I done that, the trial would have immediately come to a closing. The title in your article is incorrect. Jason, to all fans, supporters, and close ones, I would like to clarify some horrific misinformation generated by the website Metal Sucks of a personal matter of mine in 2007. First, you must take into account everything Metal Sucks published is taken from court documents that state charges and accusations rather than what was proven or admitted in 2007. Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah,
Second, I never pled guilty to the charges, and the original charges were dropped after the courts examined all evidence. I am not a sex offender, and I was absolutely innocent of all charges.
which is why he's free. I mean, if he wasn't, if he was, I mean,
A danger, he wouldn't be able to cross borders and
Sure.
he wouldn't be able to. Well, he'd be in prison. He wouldn't
yeah.
be making music.
So what we know for sure before we continue is that that IP address definitely accessed child pornography.
Okay,
That's
fine.
what we know.
I'll grant you that.
The plea bargain was something the prosecutor insisted on, and for the defense was the best option to end a lengthy legal process.
Well, yeah,
Also,
there comes a time where you just sort of have to end it somehow.
yes, that's when they're not sure 100% one way or the other, and they know it's gonna, yeah. Why
And
tie up all your
and
resources into one thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
and when you, the defendant, have just it's just been going on and on and on. It's like, well, let's just get it over with here.
All right, let's continue. Also, the background check web page circulating. Okay. Also, the background check web page circulating is not entirely correct. It is definitely not showing what the police background check would show you. With my fullest respect to you, please read my statement. Metal Sucks had told me they would publish. I made a very unwise choice of actions in 2007, which got me into some legal problems. After the investigation was conducted, a year and a half later, after the initial charges, the original charges brought against me were dropped and a plea deal was presented to me. The investigation determined I did not have anything that fell under the original charge. The police report suggested I had deleted and obstructed evidence, which I denied to have done. However, the obstruction charge was still part of the plea deal, as was the other charge mentioned in this article. The second charge is related to viewing pornography in a public area, and again was taken as part of the plea deal. To be clear, I have no sex crimes. This did not involve any other person other than myself, and I have moved forward since 2009 while having complied with all aspects of the law. I wish to remain focused on my music and my absolute dedication to the art of blah, blah, blah.
I mean, part of black metal is experiencing the worst aspects of humanity. Wouldn't that fall under? I mean, people who, oh, that's a shitty. Wouldn't that fall under the worst acts of humanity?
It would, it's just laws, right? I mean, I hear you, but laws,
No, no,
you
and
know?
I understand, but he was found to all charges were dropped.
Right.
In my opinion, the case was closed. Now leave it to Metal Sucks 9 years later, after no one cares, to dredge this up, and people like Shane Mathis to, you know, take it and run.
Right.
9 years.
After I'm done reading the statement and reading the interruption, like the explanation
Comment.
that they weren't going to explain, we're going to go back and look at that police report thing and see exactly what was said again. I'm curious to look at that. But continuing on, despite any personal views and judgments the followers and supporters of our music may have, I am somewhat private person and have never cared for destructive sensationalism and keeping what I feel is private private. I hope my level of transparency is understood, and I thank you, as always, for having been so supportive of Inquisition. Dagon. Okay, so of course he's going to defend himself, is what people are going to say right away. Of course he's going to defend himself. Of course he's going to say, I'm not a child pornography viewer. Of course I'm not doing all that. But if the charges were dropped in most cases and the plea bargain was for the viewing pornography in public and what was the other one? Oh, obstruction for destroying evidence. That has nothing to do with viewing child pornography. It
And
sounds to me like they dropped that part of the case because they couldn't prove it and went on with what they could prove and offered him a plea bargain to get it out of the fucking courtroom because they were sick and tired of it.
which is that's how justice works in America.
Yeah. Now, I'm a little bit sketchy on this because, I mean, just because the prosecution and the state can't prove something doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Well,
So I'm a little
Yeah,
bit,
I tend to believe it did happen.
yeah, I'm a little bit on this. So
But what are
yeah,
you supposed to do about it? That's my question.
right. Apparently, write articles and completely confuse people, and
well, it happened 9 years ago, so I would just do nothing.
yeah,
I mean, the only reason I'm talking about it is because everyone else is talking about it, and I feel like it's sort of unnecessary, sort of digging up of old wounds. If no
and
one
as
was
bad
talking about it,
if it happened, if it indeed happened, as bad as it is, if he's not doing anything further, like if he's stopped, because I'm sure people are watching the motherfucker. If he stopped and he learned his fucking lesson, then I don't think anybody should do a damn thing.
Is he
Like,
still married?
I don't know. We can find out.
well, this, I mean, of course they're going to get on Inquisition's case because remember the witch hunts about being Nazis and all
Wait,
that. So
well, was this the same guy who released the video a few years back talking about how far left extremists were uh, fucking with him at his like, and he was trying to explain why black metal musicians sometimes dive into,
I
like
don't, but
Nazism and things like that. I
he
think
no,
that was him.
but he was the one who they accused of being Nazis. He accused of being a Nazi because he had some work with someone who was also accused of being a Nazi, and he
I
had to sort of explain that
The guy
the
from Disma?
No, this guy's from.
Yeah, that.
no, it's not Craig Pillard. He's pretty cool. He's also from Incantation.
If it's
No, this
if
is
it's the guy I'm thinking of, it makes sense why a
no,
website like
this,
Metal Sucks would go after
no,
him.
no, no. This is Jason from Inquisition, but he was still among the witch hunt in the "You're a Nazi" thing that happened about 2 years ago.
Okay.
We did read an article about him, and
Whoever it was released an interview, a video explaining things, and I seem to remember it being this guy.
I think it was Craig from Disma.
Very well may could have been. We'll look it up here in a minute, but let's go into their but statements here regarding several of Warbach's claims. Number one, the title in your article is incorrect. Our headline specifically says that the charges to which Warbach pled guilty were related to child pornography. They were. There would have been no investigation if not for the tracing of child pornography to Warbach's IP address. That's some wiggling shit right there, because the factual title should be accepted plea agreement to viewing pornography in public and obstruction of
Yeah,
justice.
but
That's what the correct title should be.
that would be less, little
Well,
less
Incendiary.
sensationalistic.
exactly. So we can charge Metal Sucks with you're just fucking sensationalizing things for traffic. That's all you're doing. You're not being accurate. You're not being journalistic. You're not being truthful. In
Almost
fact,
nobody is.
you're doubling
Almost
down.
nobody is anymore, though. Really, that's the
True.
problem.
True.
Decibel is about as good as you're going to get these days.
Well, I mean, but it doesn't hurt to call them out either. I mean, they're not going to give a shit. They're going to keep doing.
I mean,
what they're
I'd
doing.
like Death Metal Underground if they laid off the politics and the
the insanity.
yeah, if they laid off the insanity and stick to the music, I might actually really respect them. But it's just
what though? Some of that insanity is what brings a certain level of charm to that website, because it's so like some of the ideas you see there are so just fucked up and
See,
crazy.
I'm sort of I take this a little bit more seriously than you do. I dare say. So I'm a little bit more,
Oh, you absolutely do. I'm mostly here to just yell at people and have fun.
I'm actually here to you know, I mean, I'm not saying I never laugh, but as far as metal journalism or whatever, I do actually try to sort of combat things like metal sucks, not in death metal underground, which is let's be the conservative metal sucks, but in this sort of let's give a reasoned debate finally.
I mean, my bare minimum would let's just tell the fucking truth. I mean, I know you have to get traffic to your website. I know you have to sell your product. I get it. I'm a capitalist. I understand. But when when it's so transparent and just so blatant, it's disgusting. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's like you can't take it seriously.
No, I
You
mean,
can't take
for
anything seriously.
I would like to have sort of a revival of Bob Muldowney's Kick-Ass Monthly, which was a magazine that was had a lot of poser bashing, mainly of '80s glam bands, but it wasn't political. There was no political stuff in it. It was basically um it would call poser bands like Motley Crue or whatever,
Hmm.
rather
Yeah, they
than
weren't probably concerned about, you know,
we have to call
Behavior.
Slipknot metal.
yeah.
So number 2, I never pled guilty to the charges, unquote. It's not clear what he means when he says I never pled guilty to the charges, because that's only true of the initial charge. Possession of depictions of a minor engaged in sexually explicit conduct.
Yes, and he said I never pled guilty to the initial
So
charges.
change your fucking headline. Like
No,
how
wait. It does not say I never pled guilty to the charges. It says I never. But it basically says I never pled guilty to the initial charge.
yeah. So
Can you
I'm
not read Axel Rosenberg?
right, exactly. That's what I was like. Change your fucking headline, you motherfucker. You're now he's doubling down. Now he's deliberately lying.
Because
Either that or he's a fucking
if
idiot.
you go back into the thing, it says I never pled guilty to the initial charge.
No, I agree with you. I'm agreeing
That's
with you, Ellie.
exact. No, I'm saying to the audience to sort of drive the point home. That's what it says. You can go back and it is.
So to
That's
continue, he absolutely pled guilty to charges of unlawful display of sexually explicit material and obstructing a law enforcement officer, as demonstrated by the documentation below. Yeah, but your fucking headline in your article is suggesting he pled guilty to child porn,
which he never did.
which he never did. Now, Jeannie and I happen to agree that it seems like he probably did. It just wasn't worth the court's time to pursue. But the fact of the matter is, the case itself does not say what this article says it said.
No, and my thing is, I mean, I'm willing to give the person the benefit of the doubt only because I don't know him. I mean, I don't judge people
Yeah.
unless I know them. Like if
Yeah.
I knew Jason, oh yeah, he probably, but I don't. I mean, he sounds like a cool guy.
All I have to go on is the report that which we're going to go back and read. Apparently, that wasn't the actual police report. That was like some kind of, I'm guessing like some kind of website.
You can get like free background checks on websites, but they're nowhere near as good as the police report.
Yeah, so I mean, if he used a website published kind of background check thing, that makes this article even more duplicitous. So we'll go back and read it, but let's get on to the rest of his points here. Oh my God, he's got wow. I think we do have the court documents here, but we'll wait to get to that. Okay. Where am I at? Number 3. Please read my statement. Metal Sucks had told me they would publish. Unquote. We believe Feuerbach is referring to our request for a comment yesterday morning from Inquisition's now formal label, Season of Mist. At that time, we told Season of Mist we'd be running the story this morning and gave them 24 hours to comment. Their response said simply that they no longer worked with Inquisition. Had we been made aware of Feuerbach's statement at any point prior to publication, we would have included it in the original article. We were not given that statement until Feuerbach sent us to us directly at 11:59 a.m.
Well, yes, because you asked the label, who Season of Mist is known for basically cutting off contact with anyone for any reason. But you did not ask him, you asked the label. You need to ask the band themselves.
How long ago, an interesting thing to know, but how long ago was Inquisition with Season of Mist?
Well, they probably dropped them after this story, to be honest. They probably either they dropped them or they're just saying that to basically get metal injection off their.
Because it says now former. So yes. You might be right that they saw the story and were like, "Fuck you guys, we don't want anything to do."
They've done that before with what the fuck's Blake's Judd's band, Knock Mystium. Then again, that was sort of justified because Blake Judd scammed everyone out of money.
I think it's perfectly understandable on Season of Mist part. I don't want to deal with this shit. Here's your
Well,
buyout. Get the fuck. I don't want to deal with this drama.
the Noctivistium story was actually kind of funny. Blake Judd is known for basically taking orders of albums and then keeping the money and not sending the albums out. Like he's been known for this for 20 years. People still do it. People still send him. Let me just check something here.
So
Let me just.
this number 3 is a little confusing. Did Werbach become aware that they were going to publish this article through Season of Mist, and he himself sent the request?
Well, I mean, he must have known someone. I mean, let's.
Of course, they're claiming they didn't get it until after.
I got this. Well, he might have seen the thing and drafted his own thing because I didn't get this until well after 12 Eastern time.
Okay. So this number 3 here might be a really good point of contention. It was when was the original article published, and
Well,
when
okay.
did Weyerbach know about it?
Well, it was
Did he
published.
Did he know about it before or after it was published?
I'm guessing he must have known about it a little bit before because if Season of Mist dropped them because of it, they must have given him a reason.
And I don't know the relationship between the members of Inquisition and the people who make these kind of decisions at Season of Mist, but it seems to me like Season of Mist would have made the Inquisition members aware of this in some fashion. So
Yeah.
if what the point I'm getting at is, if Metal Sucks got Weyerbach's statement before they published it, this is extremely shitty shit. Like, deliberately lying and doubling down and smearing somebody and completely misrepresenting the facts.
And if they did it after, it's still shit because they could have changed their story, and they didn't.
They haven't changed it yet. You're right.
They put an addendum on it.
Yeah, there should be an addendum here.
No. I mean, no. Well, no. They put an addendum on the story. Update. Here's his story. They did not change the bulk of the story, which they should have done.
Yeah, there should be corrections made.
All they did was here's his side of the story.
What I would say to the guy who wrote this, I would say
after people stopped reading. I wasn't done yet, you tube.
I'm gonna kill you, Elliot.
After people stop reading, because people usually only read the first couple paragraphs. A lot of people stop reading.
What was that, Jeannie?
Or the headline.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So after people stop reading, it's safe to give this guy some
Some what?
Okay, now I'm done. Well,
okay.
some airtime after everyone stopped reading.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck off.
Well, what's number 4?
Number 4, I am not a sex offender, unquote. See documentation below. While it's worth noting that Weyerbach may not be on registry of sex offenders, the state of Washington requires no such registry for this categorization. But dude, he was not found guilty of child pornography.
And that's sort of
even
untrue.
If it was the case that Washington required him to register, there was no verdict.
The charges were dropped.
Yeah, this fucking asshole. Like, I would tell this author, I remember what I was going to say. I would tell the author, it doesn't matter if someone agrees or disagrees with his actions and his behaviors. What matters, why people are mad at you, is you're misrepresenting what actually happened. And you're trying to do it because you just don't like this fucking guy. And he may be a shitty person. That's not what people are saying. You're lying. It's not that you're confused anymore, especially after reading these updates. Now you're lying. We know you're fucking lying. Yeah, it's obvious.
Mathis is right. Fucking, I'm surprised he doesn't. Well, Metal Sex and Metal Injection are partner websites, apparently. If you read their fucking.
I could never really draw a distinction between the two. I get them confused all the fucking time.
I get it. Well, Metal Injection actually has the people say, the authors' names. But basically what I'm saying is, so now people from other websites are parroting this statement, and I mean, I hope what Inquisition does is go full independent. I mean, there are still a lot of labels who would like to work with them, independent black metal labels. So
Are there I don't know how they work, but are there journalistic libel laws like he could be held responsible for
yeah,
misrepresenting? Yeah. So,
it's
you know,
called slander.
yeah, so I would recommend Jason to actually look into pursuing that, because if he doesn't make these corrections, now when was this published?
Today.
The today okay, so he still has time to come to his senses. But if I were Weirбach, I would, I would actually send them an email saying, if you don't correct this and make it true, make your article stand out as true, I'm coming at you. Fuck
Well,
yeah.
I told him on Twitter. I was like, you realize this is when journalistic integrity, journalism and criticism sort of stops, and libel and slander starts.
Yeah, right. And every journalist ever has a bias. We can't get away from our biases. What
No,
the reason people bring up journalistic integrity is you should try your damnedest to stay away from your biases when you're reporting on facts.
or if you, I mean, you can editorialize in the little, afterwards, but I mean, I'll admit I'm objective. I mean, I'll say we're, we'll report on Slipknot, and I'll say, by the way, I hate Slipknot.
Yeah, but this is different. This is editorializing.
Jim and I were doing a thing on a band who was in the Middle East, and they were held in jail. And I said, well, somebody help this band, and somebody help this band find some talent, because God, they suck.
Uh, yeah,
So,
right.
but I do report on the facts. I mean,
What
whereas
we
metal
have
stuff,
here is this author is editorializing the facts to suit his agenda, his political identity, his proclivities. He wants people to think badly of this person,
yeah.
which he may very well deserve. I'm not saying yes or no, or agreeing or disagreeing with his behavior, but he's not represented. The author here has not represented the facts. He is now lying about it.
Yeah. And by the way, all I'm going to say about that, I'm in no hurry to toss out my Inquisition. Actually, they just came on my iPod.
Nice. Yes. Okay. Number 4. I am not a sex offender. See documentation below. While it's worth noting, blah, 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 blah. Court documents filed 2009, June 11th, 3:32 p.m.
Okay. He said background check, not court documents. So this is the official.
These are yes.
He was referring to a background check, which Metal Sucks doesn't seem to have here.
Now, before we move on, I'm going to ask both of you: do you want to go back and see the background check from the website?
No, it's going to come up.
Or are we clear now? Are we clear enough now that report, that scanned in image, was from a website and not a court? We're all clear. Okay. So we're going to move on to the Superior Court of Washington for Snohomish County. The State of Washington versus Weyerbach. Jason Jordan. Statement of defendant. My true name is Jason Jordan Weyerbach. My age is 37. I went through the 11th grade. He did not graduate high school. Wow.
Yeah, but neither did I, so deal with it.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but you didn't graduate from elementary school.
I didn't graduate from the womb. I'm free. Don't hold me down. Anyways, I have been informed and fully understand that I have the right to representation. You know what? Hold on. Time out. If I go through and read all this, everybody's going to fall asleep. So
it's the court document. Basically, it's saying what we already know.
I'm going to scan through here. Go ahead and you and Jeannie discuss. I'm going to look through here and see if I can find any interesting tidbits of information. Of course, anybody can go to the article here. I'll post it in the side chat, and I'll leave a link in the description. But continue on. Go ahead. I'm going to read through this.
You did do a great cover of Typhon's "Once Upon a Time." That was a great. I think it's the name of the song on their last album. Of course, the band's originally from Colombia. moved to the United States, where Jason's from. Started as thrash metal and went more to a black metal sound. He's not going to find anything interesting. It's basically saying everything we already know. That's let's see here. I'm reading Twitter screaming matches right now. I think they're hilarious. Oh, Black Knight Meditations is going to start soon. I'll make sure your band gets played. It's a radio show.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to read his handwritten statement. This is line item 12 on page 3 of the court document. The judge has asked me to state briefly in my own words what I did that makes me guilty of this crime. This is my statement, and here's the handwritten portion. I, Jason Weyerbach, pursuant to N Rebar 102 WN 2D 265 1984. I'm assuming that's a statute or a law. Choose to plead guilty to a related lesser charge of unlawful display of sexual explicit images that I was not committed. Unlawful images that was not committed in order that I can take advantage of the plea bargain and avoid the risk of conviction for a greater offense.
Well, yes,
Hold on, let me finish. I have reviewed the elements required for conviction of the greater offense, as well as the evidence available to the state. And I have discussed the same with my attorney. I have determined that this is the course of action is in my best interest. Okay. So, again, the title of the original article should be Took Plea Agreement
I have to clear
for
something up.
XYZ.
I have to clear something up for non-American listeners here, okay? Because people are asking, why did he plea bargain if he didn't do it? In this system, a plea bargain is not an admission of guilt. A plea bargain is a technicality at this point. Puke was involved. Johnny Puke, my late great friend, was involved in a drug charge, and he was innocent of the drug. One of the few times he was actually innocent, and he had to plea bargain basically to avoid going to jail for something he didn't do, because basically the attitude of the judge is, I know you're guilty. I just want to see how guilty you are.
Mm.
So
There's a lot of reasons why a plea bargain will be taken. Say you know you're innocent. However, the prosecution has an overwhelming amount of evidence that is going to, will be persuasive to a jury. And your legal defense is not very good, right? Say you understand that. You might take the plea agreement to avoid the risk of being found guilty when in fact you are innocent. And it's also a way of unclogging our court system. It should never be taken at face value that he's either A, guilty, or B, innocent. I mean, you have to look deeper into it. It feels like this article was written, they look at it and go, oh my God, he's guilty. No, fuck off. You don't know that.
I mean, whether or not
why do you think they're bringing it up now?
Because it's a slow news day. I mean,
I kind of think that there's some bad blood between this guy and politically, and then they want to come after this guy.
Metal Sucks and Metal Injection have been jumping down Inquisition's throat. Remember the Inquisition or Nazis thing? The thing about how there's a lot of because he was on No Colors Records, which is a notorious label that has NSPM bands.
Yeah.
And things like this. So it's a bad blood thing, but it's also, let's face it, it's a slow news day. The only other news story that I've seen of note is that Lamb of God has gone back under their name Burn the Priest. It is releasing a covers album.
Whether it's Bad Blood or just to drive traffic, both are.
There's another great news story, Scott, and I saw this on Metal Injection, the metal website. Godsmack and Shinedown are on tour together. The noted metal band.
I'm not the one who's so far away.
That's not even my favorite. That's not even my funny. My funniest. I fucking hate you.
That voodoo song cracks me up, man.
But it's no. Well, they all crack me up, to be honest.
Voodoo.
Okay, stop. We have. By the way, everyone, if you're tuning in, I think the show Black Knight Meditations will start soon. It's a radio show on based out of Portsmouth. It's WSCA FM. You can listen to it online, and they'll be playing "Ye Got Hurt Gods" tonight.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
Because I requested it.
Jeannie, have you released any more albums lately? I just haven't.
I am ready or getting ready to release the next album.
Oh, I'm excited. I remember
that is news. That is if you don't mind, I'd like to interview you on my real show one day.
Oh well, let's set that up. That'll be great. We've finished recording, but I'm just well, to tell the truth, I'm just checking my tones and stuff like that, and just making sure it's just.
Are you being a perfectionist?
Yeah, I know. I'm probably done. Let's just say
I remember. I remember that was like right at the beginning of me getting into metal, like black metal, more hardcore metal, and I remember getting that album in the mail, and the spine was cracked, and the plastic was a little bit faded, and I remember holding it like, this thing is epic, like it's meant to be this way. And when I put it in, I remember messaging you, Jeannie, about it. I had gone on a walk, and I started marching to it. It was fucking great. I worked my ass off on that walk/jog. It was fun.
That's awesome.
It's a great album.
I remember
I think you'll find something in the new album to like too. There's some really rhythmic stuff. You can really get a good walking pace too, or whatever you do.
Nice. Well, I do a lot of working out, and I like to listen to metal when I do work out. It kind of drives the adrenaline, you know.
It is a band that you all should support.
Mm-hmm. It's just excellent. What's something I always noticed about it now that I know a little bit more about genres is it kind of blends a few of them, but it doesn't try to. You guys aren't trying to be any one particular thing or claim some kind of title. You're just playing some hardcore metal, and I like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a little hard when you can't just immediately say your genre, though, because sometimes people take that to mean that you don't know your style yet, or you're not mature in your songwriting. But no, I am. You know what I mean?
I think it's good to have to take away people's definitions and preconceived notions of what they're about to listen to. Just fucking take it away from them.
Well, I did an interview the other day, or actually more than a year ago. Oh my god, with Ryan from Intestinal Disgorge in Hordes of the Morning Star, The Howling Void. He's a really good musician, and he was able to sort of, because I asked what The Howling Void was, and he explained that it's like funeral doom mixed with symphonic elements. And so that in itself just made it made me all happy. No, but yeah, there is something about the band that it's not one style. It's just it's whatever you guys feel like playing. It seems like, and I like that. I mean, we live in an age of Burzum clones or whatever. Place like Satan's Host plays a mix of Black Death and power metal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to get Patrick Evil from Satan's Host on the show as well, but he's actually a really nice guy.
But there are a lot of clones.
Yeah.
It's nice as it is to have genre and to put an album in and know it belongs somewhere. I always think it's way more interesting when you have an album that you can't quite place, but you still love it. I always appreciate bands like that.
Yeah, oh God, no, I agree with you.
Oh my god. I think the internet's gonna break
I'm gonna have to
here.
listen, and I'm gonna have to listen to this album now. Thanks. after,
Okay, so
after the Hangout's over, I'm gonna have to listen to the first album now.
so I'm gonna read one more thing, one more line item from the documents, and this is just another statement to the other charge. On November 2nd, 2007, in the Snohomish County, Washington, I willfully delayed a law enforcement officer in discharge of her official duties. So, admitting that he obstructed justice.
Well,
Metal
a lot of
sucks.
people.
Where does it say I am guilty of child pornography? Where does it say that? It doesn't. So you need to fucking change your goddamn article.
And who doesn't? Who hasn't obstructed the police every now and then?
Oh, it's just obstruction of justice. No big deal.
Well,
Happens all the time.
yeah.
Sounds like Trailer Park Boy shit. No, jail's cool, man. You go to jail, good weed in there, read books and
Well,
play badminton. Mad badminton.
it's
Okay,
true.
so I just went back to the original article. Wait, am I even on the right thing? Oh wow, there's another. Oh wow, we missed a lot of on the first article. I fucked up and moved on to his statement without I don't think we really need to though.
We've gone through this enough.
It's so obvious that they're just lying. Let's just go ahead and let this thing.
I don't know what I'm looking at right now, but that does not look good.
What are you looking at?
Whatever you've got on the screen right now.
It is. I think this is an excerpt from a background check website. I think that's what it is. If we want to read it, I can read it. If not, I mean, for me, I'm done. It's so clear that these guys are lying. That
Well, whether they're lying or not, I just think there's a bigger question of, this is the kind of thing that's actually tearing our entire society apart, and I don't really appreciate it coming into metal. I just think that music is art, and we're there to appreciate it for what it is. And I don't want to have to know what the people behind the music are doing, really. You know what I mean? But you're forced to now.
Yeah, right? It almost makes you long for the days prior to America Online where you could just fucking do,
Jim has told me about the days of the Wild West of the internet. That's what I pine for.
It was fun back then, man. I had to admit. But I prefer this version of the internet because it's just so instant. Like, if you need to know something, you can fucking find it right now. Whereas back then, you really had to dig.
Bob,
you can find disinformation though too.
Yeah, that's true. Like we just read.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send this into the Swine Bros chat?
I think you should.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you.
No, whatever. We'll talk about that stuff later.
No, I mean I didn't know if you were cool enough.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because your name is Bob.
I don't. It's fine. Was there anything else anybody saw? Like for me, something that had caught my interest over the last few weeks is kind of like from the Gamergator people who are now getting too big for their own britches and their egos are growing out of control.
Oh yeah.
You got your guys like Sargon of Akkad, who I like just fine, but there's a debate between him and Richard Spencer, where apparently Spencer made Sargon look like a complete fool. And then after this, Sargon went on different shows and just kept jumping the shark. And one of those, he goes to a bunch of alt-right people. I guess that they were alt-right. I don't exactly know. But he was saying, you all are acting like a bunch of niggers, This is not how white people are meant to behave. White people are meant to be. Yeah, but Sargon said it. And the guy who was hosting the stream after he went on his tirade was like, "Oh my God, that was fucking gold." So my point of bringing that up, why it's so interesting to me, is it's allowing a fun to come back. So I nobody's above being laughed at and criticized, right?
Me.
Except Elliot, because he's not a human being; he's just something else. And
Animated piece of
it's actually kind of nice to see these guys, as much as I may like them or not. They're also open to being fucking prodded and poked on and to be made fun of. And lately, they've been coming back around like, okay, yeah, you're right. I apologize for being a douchebag and blah, blah, blah. And that's from your guys like Mr. Medicare, Andy Worski, Tonkasaw, those kind of guys, kind of trolls. It's just great to see fun coming back to the internet in a limited fashion, but it's still coming. And I want it to keep going instead of everybody being so fucking serious all the time. Yeah, you need to go see that fucking stream of Sargon calling a bunch of white dudes niggers. Good stuff. What's up, Jim?
Really sound like my thing. Oh yes, gotta fight war, gotta have fun.
I'd rather have fucking fun than constantly like he was starting a political movement called the Liberalist.
Oh yes, we were gonna make fun of that.
We did make fun of that.
And Andy Worski went and bought the trademark for Liberalist.
Oh, that's great.
Why can't you have a war and have fun?
It was so much fun. Yeah, that's another good thing. You know, when you bomb somebody, confetti follows.
That needs to be the cover of that needs to be the cover of some metal album. But the confetti's actually acid.
Yes.
Acid confetti.
Acid confetti. Wee, look at the pretty burning.
Oh, my child is dead. What's that? Acid! No!
I think we found your new album cover.
Yeah. Burning children with acid rain.
There like, we go. No. Oh, come on. Everyone likes post-nuclear apocalypse.
Everyone does.
She laughed.
It's actually pretty close, but I've already got the artwork.
Nice. I can't wait for that. When do you have an idea of when you're coming out with that, Jeannie?
I just have to set the date.
Okay.
But
well, we're looking forward to it.
Tell you, humans.
Be anytime. I think it'd be great to maybe set up, a few interviews and reviews, and then have that happen at the same time as I release it. So I haven't done anything like that yet.
Hell yeah.
It's too bad you don't know someone who hosts a show that interviews musicians.
Right. Yeah, you could give Elliot like a pre-release copy and let him listen to it, and then
subtle, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I should do that.
I'd like that. I bought the last one. You got the picture of me up holding that up.
Yeah, you're in the Hall of Fame there.
So I mean,
poor Hall of Fame. Gotta look at Jim's face.
Yeah,
great headline.
I look even more dumb than ever in that picture, but it's like, yeah, I got this. It's awesome.
It is fucking great. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. I actually want to right now.
Yes, I will after the. It's funny because I'm on Self-Made Gods Records' mailing list, so every now and then I'll get random packages, and the people who live with me, you got another package from Poland?
Yeah, that's my Polish terrorist friends.
Yeah, Polish terror. Yeah. It's from Rob Darkin from Graveland.
Great headline from Elliot's post here on Facebook. People are smoking bug spray to get high, and it makes eating Tide Pods look safe. I have no doubt about it that these fucking idiots are doing that either.
See,
well,
Jim,
everything's relative, so
Jim has a way to, if he runs out of ideas, he'll just look at my posts and find links.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now. We kind of talked about fucking metal sucking.
Yeah. Let's relax.
Let's
Every other show's
unwind.
planned.
Let's watch some porn and get on that fucking database.
No, I'm not going to jail
And
yet.
then take a plea bargain. No. Just take a plea bargain. And
Yeah,
let
but
Metal
then,
Sucks say we're
but then
guilty.
9 years later, when I'm successful, Metal Sucks will tear me apart.
Yeah, they'll be like, that Elliot guy.
Yeah, but you see, the big problem here is the fact we never claimed to be anything other than the sewer.
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean, in order to make us look bad, they would have to call us saints.
I'm
they're
saying
just disappointed because at one time, Jim and Elliot were just going around and feeding all the children, holding charity drive for poor people.
I'm going to sue you for slander.
Yeah, they would have to do that, though. You're right. They would have to build you up before they could tear you down.
there's a band called The Mung from Australia, and they have no actual lyrics. Their lyrics are like gork 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 reek reek reek, and I want to get Chaz in his really British accent to read it totally serious, because like there's when Jim reads Time Cube, he reads it all weird, but when Scott reads it or when Chaz reads it, 4 simultaneous days in one single rotation.
Sounds all like legit.
Yeah.
No, I prefer Jim's though because it's just crazy, and Jim is crazy, so it works. It fits.
You are
4
educated,
simultaneous
stupid.
days in one single Earth rotation. Does your mother know?
Apparently, and on that, apparently today is the 42nd anniversary of Judas Priest's "Sad Wings of Destiny."
Driving me insane. I can't do the high notes.
Of course not.
I'm sorry. I didn't. It's a great album though.
So
Hell, I even like Rockarola, the first one.
So a friend of mine, I was talking about different versions of metal, and one of his complaints was that those metal bands, they go out playing like they're all big and badass, but then they do that high pitched girly shit.
It's not girly. It's operatic. It's meant to be. I don't know. I love it though.
I kind of just looked at him and blinked, like, dude, you know how fucking much talent it takes to sing like that consistently.
Three words. Harry, the Tyrant, Conklin. He sounds like Bruce Dickinson, only Bruce never really did the high. I mean, he did the high notes every now and then, but he was never really a falsetto. In his very early days, he was, but then when he got his normal voice, the falsettos had no power to him. Picture that only with falsettos.
You know what I think my buddy thinks of when you say heavy metal? I think he only thinks of late 80s hair metal. I think that's what he associates it with.
And also he's probably thinking of bands like Priest. And I didn't understand the whole high pitch thing at first, but I don't know. I love it. It sounds.
I think it sounds awesome, personally.
Yeah.
When it's done correctly. Now, it can be cringy as fuck too, but so can anything.
And I mean, people don't like King Diamond. And I understand why people don't like King Diamond. He's very over the top.
Yeah, but it's great.
Oh yeah, of course he's. But you're gonna get. I personally, what I love is like those, like bands like Dissection and the Scandinavian or the South American bands who'll do this like crazy black threat, and then all of a sudden burst out a falsetto out of nowhere. It'll be black metal, and all of a sudden,
yeah,
it's like, oh.
I think I hurt myself attempting that these days. I used to do it all the time.
I would love to hear Jim try that.
It's fine.
This is like 30 years of smoking behind me.
I did it once. I was doing Jag Panzer's Death Row. Or I'm sorry, Battle Zones, which has a lot of not just falsettos, but just screaming in it, This nightmare's finally over.
Stop.
Trying to belt it out. And I couldn't talk for the next 3 days. Is it time?
Yeah.
It's fine if they're not trying to sound sweet. Pitch doesn't matter. That doesn't make it
girly.
Yeah. Oh no, Harry's this rabid war machine. Just screaming his head off, and girls can do it too. I mean, look at.
It was just him trying to out macho. You know, he was just trying to be like, I'm not into that faggy shit. It's like, it's not faggy. You don't know what you're talking about.
And Harry can do also death and black metal growls as well as falsettos at the age of 50 something. He can also do death and black metal. I mean, that's
Tomorrow is the 39th anniversary of Motorhead's Overkill.
overkill. I still say the Overkill song is also really good. It's sort of different. It's like the one's more driving music, and one's more, riding a horse out to kill victims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I love that album.
Right now, I feel like
I could always pop in.
Right now, I feel like riding a horse to kill victims.
This might spike Jeannie's curiosity here. Doctors who discovered cancer enzymes in vaccines all found murdered.
What website's that from?
Probably, a less reputable site.
I have a review on Metal Archives I want you to read. It's pure troll bait, but it's hilarious.
Trolls make the internet go round.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to tell you which one to review. Jim might want to step away from any sharp objects.
Oh, Jesus. Jeannie, I'm going to share this link in the side check. Go feel free to read it. I'm going to look at it and see if it's worth
There's a band called Cryptopsy who went from technical death metal to deathcore. Now, you don't actually have to hear the music, although The Unspoken King, the album that this review is on, is horrible. But just the way it's reviewed, I'm not sure if he's trolling or not. And I've always wanted this to be read. I will send it to you. This is what I'm doing. Did I just hear what I think I heard?
Did you? I don't know what you think you heard. Okay, so.
Oh, I thought Eric was here.
That article I brought up, it does come off a little bit conspiracy theory-ish.
Okay, I sent you the link to the Metal Archives page.
Side
the author
chat.
Is
okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay. I'm there. I'm going.
Read the author called "Burned and Died." That makes me think he's trolling because it's a sarcophago reference, but.
Okay, so the article entitled "The Unspoken Masterpiece,"
yes.
100%. Okay.
Yes.
You want me to read it? Is that what you want me to do?
Yes, I want you to read it.
Okay. Hold on. Screen share incoming.
Oh my
bloop,
god.
Bloop. Bloop. Bloop.
Okay.
Hey, respect my bloops, motherfucker.
No.
Okay, let me make sure it's going. Okay,
it is
up.
If you want me to read anything, by the way, just ask me.
Okay.
Okay.
How about if we decide to just go over that vaccine thing, the one I brought up, we'll cover that one. But I'll go ahead and read this one. The Unspoken Masterpiece, 100% by Burned and Died, August 5th, 2016. I know what you are thinking. Here comes another new reviewer savaging a widely despised album. That is absolutely not what I intend to do here. I want to restore the reputation of an unfairly slighted classic. If justice were done, metalheads would consider How do you say that? Cryptopsy. Okay. Would consider Cryptopsy's career to have two pinnacles: None So Vile and The Unspoken King. As it stands, the former is rightly seen as one of the greatest extreme metal records of all time, while the latter is rubbished as one of the worst pieces of sonic garbage in human history.
Which it is.
Would you like me to continue?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just giving a little aside.
No. I'm going to give room for commentary. Okay. So I'm going to pause after each paragraph. The unfair reputation of this record comes entirely from the fact that it represents a band departing its accepted genre, death metal, for a more modern and exciting genre, deathcore.
Oh, God.
When... Go ahead.
Read that sentence again.
The The unfair reputation of this record comes entirely from the fact that it represents a band departing its accepted genre, death metal, for a more modern and exciting genre, deathcore.
More exciting. More deathcore. More exciting. Ah! No.
That actually startled me.
Me too.
Like, oh my god! Okay, so more modern and exciting genre deathcore. When None So Vile came out in 1996, the old school death metal era was not long in the past, and through new metal was advancing metal in the mainstream.
What?
Many in the underground were still living in it.
No. Go back. What was that about new metal?
When None So Vile came out in 1996, the old school death metal era was not long in the past, and through new metal was advancing metal in the mainstream.
New metal isn't metal. You can't advance metal with alt rock.
I guess what he's trying to say is death metal and new metal met and had babies.
No, what he's saying is death metal was dead when the old school death metal era was behind them, and new metal is the dominant force in metal.
Okay, yeah,
But
okay.
it's not metal. It's alt
I know.
rock.
Anyways, all right, let's continue. It's not long in the past. Many in the underground were still living in it. By the time The Unspoken King came out in 2008, the metal world had changed, and deathcore was taking metal to new heights of brutality by combining death metal with hardcore punk. Cryptopsy's last album, with vocal legend Lord Worm and guitarist John Lavessier,
Levisser.
I don't care. The latter on one track only. 2005's Once Was Not was a respectable outing from the band, but deathcore records like Job for a Cowboy's Doom EP left it behind in the crushing power of their breakdowns, much as death metal left thrash behind in the 1980s.
Is this an internet troll? Is this a fucking... Because this is skill.
First of all, I have
Pure
to say,
skill for a troll.
Okay.
Well, it got you guys laughing.
Is not death metal and hardcore punk. It is death metal and new hardcore, which is metalcore. Death metal and hardcore punk are bands like Napalm Death called grindcore. There's a difference.
There's a fucking difference. I'm still not all hip on the core scenes. I really honestly don't care to be.
Grindcore, good. Deathcore, metalcore, bad.
Okay.
It is like just completely... Imagine a rabid alpha dog, and then you completely neuter it and cure its rabies.
Or imagine emo
And then remove
kids.
all its teeth. And that is what you're listening to.
So emo kids with distortion
No,
instead of
emo
acoustic
kids.
guitars.
Emo kids who grew up a couple more years and realized that maybe Under Oath just isn't too heavy, but that shit, like, even melodic death metal, too scary for me.
Too scary.
Melodic death metal's too... Yeah, that's about right. Melodic death metal's too scary for me. I'm going to make something even more tame.
Yeah.
Rather than fade into obsolescence, the remaining members of the band modernized their sound by hiring a keyboard player, Maggie Durand, and a new vocalist, the unfairly despised Matt McGackie. McGackie's vocals were the most criticized part of the record, and they are the part that most needs defending. The main target of criticism is the use of clean vocals on songs like Bemoan, The Martyr, Leech, and The Plague.
Okay, regardless of whether you like Cryptopsy, and I don't know how everyone stands here, it's a fucking Cryptopsy album. It'll be like Jim, there's a Cannibal Corpse album, and all of a sudden George Fisher, in my heart there's a star named after you.
Yeah, you can't.
You know, it's cryptopsy. There's no room for clean vocals, and they sound like Linkin Park too.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That kind of shit.
No. When he goes clean,
Then I don't know. Um, which are
basically,
often
don't wanna know.
perceived. These lyrics are often perceived as wimpy. However, this greatly misunderstands their impact. Their impact. The clean vocals offer a melodic contrast to the heavier sections of the album, making the heavy sections even more brutal. This guy's. Anyways, I don't know anything about this band, and even I can tell that either he's trolling or he's trying to convince himself.
I'm gonna show you, Jim. You may not want to, but I'm gonna show Scott or Bob, whatever his name is.
Ted.
The technique of the cleans is criticized as much as their appearance, sometimes being compared negatively to Incubus. Which Incubus, though?
Keep reading.
The Incubus, an obscure Christian death thrash band now known as Opprobrium,
but he misspelled it.
Opprobrium, did not use clean vocals to my knowledge. So this is completely spurious.
See, this is why I think it's a troll, because everyone knows who Incubus is. Although I kept getting mixed up with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
yeah, this guy's making me laugh, so I wasn't sure if it was a troll or just.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say it is. But it has
could be Poe's law. Like we're just.
It has some things that people actually have told me in the past.
And again, I don't know anything about these bands, but just from reading, it sounds like he's either a troll or he's trying to convince himself that he's been made fun of for liking a certain thing, so now it's his life mission to prove himself online.
The thing is, even if it is a troll, I have been told that Korn was a death metal band, so
Yeah, Korn is so deathy.
These are things that I have actually been told.
You know how you know that Korn is death metal? They spell it with a K.
Seriously, these are things I've been told in the past by people who are not trolling. So that's why I wanted to show. I mean, plus this review is so outrageous.
McGacky's cleans are inspired by pioneering 2000s metalcore bands like Killswitch Engage and new metal bands like Linkin Park, and bring a welcome change to the band's sound.
I actually took the headphone out of my ear just in case Jim started shouting again.
The harsh vocals vary from growls to hardcore screams to the brutal bree squeals of Job for a Cowboy and other deathcore bands who led the way for extreme metal in the 2000s.
No, they didn't. And by the way, it's called Pug Squeals.
All in all, it is a diverse and accomplished vocal performance criticized only by those elitist towards new metal genres.
Elitist.
You have different tastes than me. You're an elitist.
Exactly. Now die.
The music itself also shows a sudden modernization of the band's sound. Cryptopsy were always known for their focus on breakdowns, but here the focus is greater than ever before, and the brutality greater along with it. I can tell this is crawling under people's skin. I don't know anything about the band, but I too am waiting for Jim's chaotic screams. Slam after slam after slam comes hard for the true musical onslaught. This guy's getting edgy, dude.
Not slam, breakdowns. They're different.
See, I've just given up at this point, and I'm now just assuming this is either a troll or a complete moron. There is no one trying to make an argument here that's going to convince anyone.
I tend to think that this person is not trolling, and they're trying to convince themselves.
Wait. Stop for a second, guys. Jim said it's either a troll or a moron. Why can't it be both?
That is true.
Well, because a troll would actually get under people's skin and cause laughter to happen in a non-ironic way. Like you'd be laughing along with them.
That's the goal, but I've seen moronic trolls.
Troll failures are cringy as fuck, man. I can't even look. But anyways, the riff, a staple of old school death metal, is obsolete. Is it now? Even I like fucking good old riffs. But anyways, the breakdown is the new brutality. A brutality Cryptopsy themselves pioneered in the 1990s and now take to the ultimate extreme.
Breakdowns are lame.
The deathcore breakdown, in which the beat slows down and the guitars and bass chug in unison, is often despised by traditionalists, but is simply the next stage of heaviness.
No, slam is the next stage of heaviness where things get all crushing. A breakdown is when everything stops so the singer can, raise his hands to the sky and say some anthemic chorus for all his ear-pierced, engaged followers.
I'm starting to get an idea of the kind of people we're talking about. I've worked with them. They have the huge gauges in their ears. They have the, the Cure haircuts.
Yeah.
And the whole time they're screaming, "Please accept me," instead of "Fuck you, society."
Black and white stripes.
Whereas slammers, and I know Jim doesn't like slam, but slammers are pretty much just normal guys with death metal shirts who work at Jiffy Lube and like to go down to creepy basements and kill each other.
Nice.
And I still like slam.
Okay, so simply the next stage in heaviness. Riffs still feature on the album, but in the stop-start deathcore format rather than Cryptopsy's older jazz-influenced style, and serve to contrast the breakdowns, which are the focus of the genre. Flo Maniere's drumming is not particularly flashy on this record because it needs not to be. Pure brutality is the focus, and it serves that well. Death metal blasts and double bass still feature, along with heavier focus on grooves. Odd time signatures are still present on the album, though some have been sacrificed for a more streamlined, heavy sound. The bass playing is similarly simplified for the sake of heaviness, whereas none so vile Eric Langlois, whatever.
He's not good with French names, is he?
No, played intricate, technical bass lines. Here he largely follows the guitar. The guitar solos on the album are similar to those before in their discography, offering continuity on an otherwise great departure from their past sound, and showing that virtuosity exists in deathcore. Despite its focus on the brutal breakdown, hold on, I lost it. Above everything else, Maggie Duran's keyboards appear very sparingly on the record, on Leash and a few other songs, but they add a small atmospheric touch to the album which contrasts with its brutal sections.
Basically what happened was a lot of core bands have women in the band as keyboardists, so Cryptopsy wanted to basically do that, and she was out of the band after a year. And this is also the album that got them dumped from, it was either Century Media or Nuclear Blast. It was such a bad seller that it was, I think it was given away by anyone who ordered any with the label got this record.
I mean, isn't Nuclear Blast basically come one, come all? We'll at least try. Aren't they that kind of company?
Really.
I mean, I would. It always seems like their YouTube channel, anyways, is constantly pushing out new content. Constant.
They have a lot of new bands, but I mean, they have Slayer, Nightwish, and shit, so they can sort of afford to take chances.
Yeah, I've noticed that they have really huge bands, but they also have somebody you've never heard of.
Nails.
It seems like they do everything.
I mean, let me just see for a second here. I just want to see what label they're on. Century Media, okay, which shares the label with, oddly enough, Napalm Death and Lacuna Coil share a label together.
Nice.
Which is odd because they're nothing alike.
Right.
But Nuclear Blast, they signed a band called Nails from my local heavy metal scene, from my local grindcore scene. And they get a lot of shit because they're really groovy, but it was cool to see them, get a big record deal. And because I'd followed them from, their demo days.
Right.
So,
That's cool, man. All right,
so they're another band.
There's two more paragraphs, and then I guess we can talk about the conspiracy theory of the vaccine murders or whatever. The lyrics are also a subject of dispute, with those of some songs, like Bound Dead, being considered emo and inferior to the Worms' more unhinged subject matter. Okay, is Mason here? Anyways, while old school fans like the idea of slitting someone's guts, probably the band members after releasing this controversial record, I would argue that McGacky's lyrics are far more relevant to the common listener.
No,
Well,
it's Danamon's here.
Well, maybe, hardcore metal isn't for, common listeners.
Elliot, I have to ask if you wonder why I'm here because of the emo coming up or what?
No, we heard your microphone going off.
I've been here for a while, actually.
Yeah.
I did not. Well, I'm not looking at the. Sorry about that.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice. I've been reading those. So, anyways, welcome.
Keep reading.
Okay, where did I leave off? Common listener. Bound Dead's lyrics could inspire a teenager bullied for his musical taste by elitists not to kill himself. While Worm's lyrics would probably have pushed him over the edge.
I like the small noises from about 3 people whenever Scott read that.
I was waiting for the good from Jim. I knew it was going to be one word. In the age of
someone shit all over my music and then kill myself because they shit all over my music.
I mean, Mason's
metal music is not emo. Emo is all about killing yourself. Fuck, man, come on.
I mean, Mason's pathetic, but he's not that pathetic.
I'll just always refer to him as an emo. It's just he's the cure. Anyways,
I mean, Mason's emo. Eric's just hard rock, but even he's nowhere near that pathetic. Anarcha, maybe.
Anarch. I can't wait until we finally trap that little bastard.
Not coming on. He has not been responding to my messages. I think he's pissed off at me.
Okay, then I will try. I will try and reach out to the little bastard and get him on a live stream so everyone can yell at him.
Whatever he calls him, Bob the lawnmower fucker Coxon.
Yeah, Hosperna.
While he's fucking a lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to be fucking a lawnmower when I do it. Otherwise, I won't be able to concentrate. But
Has anybody seen Lawnmower Man?
Yes.
Great I love movie. You, Scott.
Love that one.
I love you.
Oh, no, it's Bob. It's Bob of whatever his name is.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking to. What? Huh? Anyways. In the age of Whitechapel and Job for a Cowboy, lyrics must have personal relevance to the audience. Must they now? Anyways, especially a young audience.
Well, wait a minute. Lyrics have personal relevance to me. I read Cannibal Corpse lyrics and it's like, yes, these are the fantasies I know I can't act upon, but here they are.
I don't even agree with the premise, though. Must lyrics have a personal connection to me for me to enjoy them? I don't fucking think so.
No, I mean, Greg. Well, okay. Well, you know what? We can talk about that after this.
That actually is of personal importance to me. So yeah, we should talk about that afterwards.
It actually would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Who will keep metal alive for decades to come?
Me.
And if that means being emo, short for emotional hardcore, which is this album is absolutely not, so be it. So the sword has been thrust upon you to become a little emo faggot to keep metal alive.
Me and Manowar, because Manowar will never die.
All right, I'm going to finish this article up. Following the fan backlash to this album, Manure took a firm stand and said that fans should appreciate the new direction the band was taking. With the bonus track, It's Dinner Time. But eventually caved to a fan pressure and sold out by going back to the old ways on 2012's self-titled album. The album was a decent death metal record, but I wish the band had stuck with the sound they had on The Unspoken King. It seems so much more relevant to the current state of metal, showing that old greats could conquer the new style to create controversial classics.
I mean, what actually happened? Well, this is nothing new. I mean, as a reviewer further down the page said, it's not the first time Cryptopsy's ever incorporated elements of what's new and the hot topics to quote unquote in metal. But basically, I mean, I'm not against change in music. If you are a band and like you think that change the music, but change it organically. And if it's a shit change, I'm gonna say it's a shit change. Morbid Angel's Eye album, I hated that album. I mean, was it sort of a kind of an interesting experiment? Okay, I'll give it that it could have been an interesting experiment, but most of it was boring. And the second to last track is Marilyn Manson.
Well, something that stuck out to me is in the last sentence. Uh, Create controversial classics. This is what tells me that this person is not a troll. This person is somebody who's sick and tired of being bullied for their musical taste by those gosh darn elitists.
Gosh darn.
And well, the reason I say that is it really that controversial, or are a lot of metalheads just going, it's not for me?
Well, they hate it, and with good reason. It is and the production is abysmal. Let's talk about something we brought up: lyrics being personal. Now, lyrics being personal to you, I will say that I think to have good lyrics, they have to be personal to you, but they doesn't have to be about personal experiences. I mean, when I read Cannibal Corpse lyrics, I thought, yes, these are all the violent fantasies I have in my head. Now, before anyone starts, no, I obviously knew I couldn't act on them.
The Edge.
These
Sorry.
How fucking dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm
Love
sorry.
you, Scott.
How dare you?
Six.
Anyway, can I finish my thing, or are you just going to
finish your shit? Yes, please.
Well, I was yelling at Bob Cox in here. I like yelling. For those of you who are new to this, we yell at each other a lot. It's what we do. Yeah, right. But so anyway, so with bands who explore, I mean, I'm an openly satanic person, so when bands explore satanic thought, it's interesting to me. So, and yes, a band with lyrics that I don't care about personally, I will mention that I do. There are plenty of bands who, in SBM, I don't care about the lyrics because they're not personally interesting.
I think it also depends on what the person means when they say personal. Do they mean it's something that they can relate to because they went through something similar? Or do they mean that they are feeling something because of the lyrics?
Well, they mean they relate to, but let me give you an example, and I know two of you will laugh at me. I like the band Sabaton, okay? They sing a lot about history. And I'm actually more tempted to look up the lyrics because I'm also a big fan of history. So that's something that I'll look up.
Yeah, but is that really personal, or is that just something you're interested in?
It's personal to me. It's personal to me in that it's something I'm interested in.
And my point when I said must it be, I don't think they have to be personal. I think they have to be good.
I think they have to personal. I think good lyrics should personally affect you in some way, regardless of whether it's about a personal subject or whether it's just I personally really like the way you disemboweled that person in this song.
Yeah, and then that's what I was trying to say. Is it something you've been through, or is it something that you just personally like? There's a difference.
There are lyrics that have spoken to me that I've been through, mostly by Gigi Allen, and those are good. But as far as like Mason likes songs about love and things like that, because that's what he's been through. And I have a girlfriend.
Man loves love song.
Can I have a rebuttal?
Yeah.
My rebuttal is that I actually don't care about the lyrics in songs because I personally prefer what the music sounds like.
Well, yeah, that's always number one for me.
I get an emotional feel for what is going on in the music, and that makes me happy in my own way.
Yeah.
I've always felt that the music itself, the instrumental, is the setting and scenery and the the boundaries that the artist is creating.
Well, I go so far. I
are telling
completely
the story.
ignore. I completely ignore lyrics at times.
The thing is,
I think it's because I have an actual hearing disability, but I mean, like, I literally ignore lyrics and I just hear the music behind it, and I love the fucking music. So I mean,
I'll pay attention to the lyrics if they're interesting, but I have a lot of bands who either the lyrics aren't interesting, or I can't decipher them. Either done in ultra brutal
But those kind
growls,
of bands,
or
you don't need to know what they're saying. It
or
just
they're
sounds fucking
or can I finish my sentence?
No,
Thank you.
probably not.
Or they're in a different language. I mean, I have bands, clean vocals from Italy and Japan. What I've sort of in other countries as well. So what I've sort of started doing is treating the even if they're great as another instrument, basically.
oh
I'm not
yes,
saying
yes,
I'm not saying
totally.
they're not
A
vocals.
good vocal is absolutely instrumental. It is something that can completely contribute to the actual song itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me personally, it takes a lot, like a really good set of lyrics for me to look them up. But if I do look them up, then it's like it's for a reason. It's because they really did speak to me.
I guess I would never exclude one over the other. It just depends kind of what mood I'm in. So someone can be a really good singer, but also have really good lyrics. So it's both instrumental and linguistically pleasing. But there's also bands like Elliot was saying where you can't even really decipher what they're saying, and it's almost pure instrumental, which is also awesome.
Or they're in a different language. I have a band called Bugs who sings in Swedish. You can hear what they're saying. I just can't understand it. I've actually sung along. The funny thing is, I've actually sung along to some of their shit because I read their things.
I've done that before with
Probably about half of the people I listen to are not English, so
I think it's hilarious when I sing along. Forfinza la Polana.
And you have no fucking idea what you're saying.
Mouth along to the German or the Swedish or the Norwegian or whatever the fuck language they're going on and about.
In my head, all they're saying is, I am metal, you're gonna die, fuck you, I'm Fiji, 666.
I'm not saying I don't pay attention to it. What I'm saying is, like, for me, it's all about music first, and the lyrics are another instrument.
Yes.
But if the lyrics stand out to me mainly if they're telling a story.
Hey, Elliot, should I go on Twitter and see if I got any more replies? Childish replies?
Yes. Like Iron Maiden. I love looking up Iron Maiden lyrics. Jim will understand because they tell stories.
Uh-huh.
Or Sabaton lyrics.
I've also read lyrics that sound like they'd be really cool, but the song in which they were executed in sucked.
Yes, and I've also read lyrics that sucked, but the song was amazing. And then there's Children of Bodom, which sucks both ways.
No interesting replies. I'm gonna bring Amir on. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait, never mind. It's not Amir. It's just another friend. Hold on.
I don't give a shit. I'm listening to Christian. Death metal from Brazil.
Were you interested in even reading about that link I shared? I don't know. I mean, it seemed kind of.
It's from a conspiracy theorist site.
Yeah, so
looks a little Alex Jones.
Take it or leave it.
But we could just chill. Let's. I mean, look, on the Swine Brothers show, we plan out all the article. Let's just chill amongst ourselves.
Hey, go ahead and take over for 5 minutes. I have to run. I'll be right back.
He's running from the cops.
Running from the cops again.
Just gotta hide in the bathroom until they're gone.
I started flushing something, but the cops gone. But yeah, we're just here. We're just hanging out, talking amongst ourselves and shit. This is Bob C. Cox YouTube channel, apparently. Or I always forget what he calls himself. I call him like Bob Coxon.
I have no idea what I'm doing here, so.
Me neither.
I have no idea. I just saw a link and followed it because I was off work.
I have pound cake though.
Oh, hey, fun. Cake.
And we were talking about bands. We were talking about. We did an article on the Inquisition and child porn, and that was
unhappy that I missed that part, but okay.
Well, it it was big.
It happens. It's fine.
It's more about accusations from what I've seen.
Yeah, it was more.
Well, yeah, but it was all accusations with the fucking Inquisitions. Come on.
It was all about it.
Inquisition, let's begin the
No
Inquisition.
one expects it.
Rub out sin, the Inquisition.
I don't know why he breaks into a song like that.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
What about the Canadian one? Nobody expects the Canadian one because they're so nice.
Those goddamn Canadians.
Well, I was doing a joke with a Canadian friend, and I was like, I'm watching a Canadian comedy show. That can't be right.
It's Jeannie's fault. She's fucking Canadian. See those beady little eyes?
Oh, God.
Flappy
See her
head.
sneaking around?
Ooh, I knew it.
Goddamn
Where is
communist.
Communists? Is that Russian?
Yeah,
No, it's
40 years ago. But now it's Canadians.
25 years ago. It's 26. When did the wall come down?
25,000 years ago, Russians were the communists.
5,000 years ago. Don't fuck with my brain.
I would never think of fucking with your head, Elliot. I
But
don't know.
anyway, so I was gonna say, so the Swine Brothers show, Jim and Dan, and we all have links and it's all planned. Let's just shoot the shit for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
Not
have
that
to.
we have to.
Here in a minute, I'm going to set up that video clip of Sargon going full blown white supremacist. And we can
Lord.
listen to him jump the shark. But it's going to take me a minute. So,
I mean, for me personally, it's just nice to talk. Like so we used to do this every day on 2015. Remember?
yeah.
Every damn day, it'd be like, oh, someone's gonna host a show. No, we're just gonna hang out.
All right. For anybody who's not already on the Watch Together link, I'm now posting it on the side chat.
Okay.
If you would like to follow along with videos we watch, go ahead and click that link.
You might want to mute your video. You might want to mute this if you're on the volume mixer, because usually Jim's headphones bleed through really bad.
I'll just
Yeah,
mute
I ain't
myself
even
so that
touching
way
it.
you don't hear it.
Well, we'll check and see. But
No, I know better. I'm not touching that shit.
Are we going to revisit the Inquisition thing or not?
no,
we
we that was a shit.
I was just kind of cleaning my tabs up here.
Well, we
Got a
might on
million.
Swine Brothers whenever we do it next, but
Yeah, we're going to
They'll
be doing
bookmark
on
that when
Swine
they need to.
Brothers.
If they don't bookmark it, then they're stupid and they shouldn't be alive. So
gonna
there.
try to get an interview with Dagon, but he's usually pretty
Do
shy.
you hear me,
so-
Elliot?
Yeah.
Bookmark that shit.
All right. Is everybody on the Watch Together?
I
No.
know I am. Yeah.
Okay. So the only reason I'm really sharing this is it's just so fucking funny hearing him finally lose his shit and jump the shark.
Yeah.
So
I
if we're
saw-
ready, I'm going to go ahead and play this. And here we go.
Okay. All I heard was his typical failed attempts at shit talking.
Yeah, I mean,
that wasn't really that.
But the context is he's going up against the alt-right and forming this liberalist party. And he's supposed to be all Mr. Liberal, all inclusive.
Well, nobody thought he was that liberal to begin with.
And then he goes, well, that's why it's funny. That's why he thinks he is. He thinks he is.
See, I had respect for Sargon when he came on Metalgate, and I still wish I had his voice, but he got boring after about 2 months.
Oh shit!
Don't fucking.
Shit, I didn't mean to. It just automatically played. Fuck off.
I have no idea what the hell that was because I canceled out of the room.
Primus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. God, you like posting Primus, don't you?
It's just on the playlist, and it plays every fucking single time
I'll
that
make you
one
listen
video
to
ends.
I'll make you listen to fucking Deathcore Cryptopsy if you don't shut up.
You shut the fuck up. I'm gonna ban you from this fucking website.
What website?
I don't know. From the internet. I'm gonna ban you from the internet.
Banned from the internet.
Well, I would like to see that happen.
That'd be a hell of a fucking thing. Like, I know how to ban people from the internet. They can't
let's see that happen.
They can't even use streaming services like Roku.
A while ago, that was actually possible. All you had to do was break my Braille note. Actually, if you break my computer, I'll be banned from the internet because I don't have a backup. So, you know.
Elliot's blind.
But you would have to travel all the way to California.
Yes, and who wants to go there? God.
Josephine? But that's mainly for me rather than...
That's just for you. That's not like actually... I want to be in California for California. Wait, what?
We could watch a Demolition Derby in the background.
Okay, go for
it. I'm going to go up to Donner Lake, but, you know, that's close.
The LBTV has uploaded Demolition Derby, so I'll get that up. Just as a background thing as we talk. Well, hang on. I'm reading about the worst. There's a website called TV Tropes, and they talk about the worst. You know, so bad is horrible. I didn't realize how shitty Fatal was. You know, the role playing game.
Oh, dude, I got that. I loved it. I was reading through some of the curses there, and it's like, this is what was in the Boink campaign. You know, they had things that like would have gone well with it, like the jerk off jar. Like if you fail your saving throw, you open it up and start jerking off in it. Or if you're a chick, you start rubbing the vast amount of semen and give birth to an abomination.
Actually, the complaints they had weren't actually about, like, you know, the offenses.
The mechanics are fucking boring.
Yeah, it was the mechanics they were complaining about. Yeah, although I will say one thing. Any game where you can accidentally cause the apocalypse while checking to see if you're pregnant, I have respect.
Yeah, I think that was a feature.
It was the mechanics they were talking about.
Yeah, the mechanics. Oh God, any D100 system. Fuck. Because like it just came down to everything is just now this gargantuan. Fuck a D100. We're gonna make you roll a D10,000.
Yeah, or a D10 million once.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just load a dump truck full of D20s and let it go? Just let her rip?
Well, somebody said...
you get a bunch of D10s and let it rip. It's like, dear God.
Somebody said... freaking funny looking.
My
dude is so upgraded, I need a million.
Or not you have a rectal wart or now God, or we don't even know. It's just like, oh, okay.
Okay, I'm uploading the thing, so... Just for the background.
Actually, this is gonna be fun.
All right, I am looking for more people to come on here. May have one fella. I gotta mute that.
I just turned it down.
Yeah, and it's not gonna go full screen because I'm trying to drive this thing.
Compact Demolition Derby.
Demo derbies. Wee.
Oh, come on.
Does anybody else have anybody that might like to join up and just shoot the shit?
Uh,
No one I can promise.
nobody has friends.
Just give it a shot.
Nobody has friends.
Nobody has real friends,
I have
anyways.
friends. I just don't know anyone who want to be on the radio.
The radio? Who needs a radio?
Oh, for God's sake. You know the
I like
fuck I
radio.
meant. Fuck you, Scott. I like you less now.
Yeah, well, I tend to do that with people.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
They think they know me.
So yeah, the game
Now,
mechanics.
see, here's my problem. People ask me, what and why?
What?
What do they do? Poop
I
on your
asked them-
face?
I said, anyone want to be on the radio? And they said, what radio and why?
It's not really the radio. Yeah.
It's YouTube. for
It's so much
fuck's
better.
Because you want to.
It's so much better than the radio.
sake. Oh, forgive me. I live in the 1940s. Come on.
Oh wait, by the way, we won World
Gather
War
around the
II.
radio, huh?
Welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 140 for the 19th of March, 1945.
You know, no one actually talked like that.
Latest news.
I talk like this
UFOs have
now.
entered the San Francisco Bay Area. 25 people have been excommunicated from
I
Yeah.
talk like this right now.
that voice.
We
That
need Maurice
voice.
Chavez from Pressing Issues. That's who we need.
I'm
The
going to
most-
send him over to you, Elliot.
The most obvious of all abilities, physique is comprised of physical fitness, strength, bodily attractiveness, and health. High physique ability scores indicate a body that is trim, strong, and well proportioned and resilient. Physical fitness, often considered endurance or stamina. A character's physical fitness is not concerned with the size or strength of the muscle, but the ability for durative exertion.
Hmm.
And keep in
Okay.
mind, it's still got several classes just for physique. And we still got to go through charisma, dexterity, with several subclasses of
Yay.
intelligence.
Hopefully Amir comes in.
Anal circumference.
Oh, let's
Circumference
see.
of the penis.
You can
Animal
accidentally
pie.
rape people.
God, cock.
Let's see. Intuition,
That's a band.
animal conditioning, animal handling,
Good name.
mind fighting, chemistry, direction sense, many forms of divination, electromancy,
Wait.
necromancy.
Necromancy.
Are we talking about being a sex magician again? Because I really like that one.
I like how you just say the most random things that just go, well, huh?
No, I seriously, you remember that? What's orgasm priestess? I don't remember. I want to be that.
Oh, that's another book. This is Fatal, which, dear God. Well, I think they have Orgasm Priestess here, but
Well, you're no fun.
Orgasm priestess.
That sounds like fun, don't it?
yes, it does.
You and me, Scott, we can do that.
Orgasmo.
Orgasmatron.
Isn't that
Okay.
in basketball that one line where it's like, guys, I am not a little bitch. Yeah, but you're a piece of shit.
You
I
remind me so
fucking
much of
love that.
Squeak. You remind me so much of Squeak. It's painful.
Bull, you're just saying that.
Yeah, but you're a little bitch.
Obvious fucking piece of shit.
I still love Orgasmo and Cannibal the Musical.
Casting
Great
a
movies.
spell allows the caster to remove an internal organ from a target creature. The target creature must be successfully touched, which necessitates a brawling skill check.
I'm looking up a guy's news story right here.
If you want somebody to actually join your show here, I need a link. Someone send me a link, please.
It's
Also, it's in the chat right here.
okay.
Thank you.
Casting this spell will cause a woman to stop menstruating. All of
Yeah, I
the
posted in the
active
side
must
chat.
be used for the spell to take effect.
fuck?
So you have to fumigate a woman with an ass's dung when the menstruation is on her.
Menstruation +1. What? Something?
What?
Wait a second. No. Okay. Kane, stop it. He's doing it all wrong.
Wait, what?
He's
Wait,
trying.
wait, stop.
I have a friend who's trying to call me on Google
Hotel
Hangouts rather than just
guest.
click through the links.
Hotel guest gets his testicles trapped in a plastic chair in Spain.
How about,
Wow.
would you like to cast Augment Debauchery?
Did
The
they use
unfortunate
Casting this
Did
incident-
they use
causes
butter to get his nuts off?
What?
Yeah.
Nutter butts,
It happened in a shower, apparently.
butternuts,
Would you stop interrupting, please?
butter.
God. Edgelord.
That's like being able to augment debauchery.
News report interrupted by audio saying, fuck, lick it, smell it.
News. Interesting news. That's what I'm just gonna type. Weird news.
Just, hey,
Come on, Google, help me out here.
here. I'll give you a Facebook profile you can add.
No. No. Check out no. No.
As I found, weird news is just
Wait,
not
I
very
found something.
helpful.
I found
Feminist-
something.
Feminists demand Paris
Homeless-
sex doll brothel be shut down for fueling rape fantasies.
Homeless man charged with diaper theft twice in less than a week.
What was he doing with fucking? I guess he's just so lazy that he just
Here,
used diapers.
Here. Hi, Chad.
Side chat. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. I'm a screenshot it.
Oi.
Well, wait. What am I waiting for?
I said oi. Not
Oh,
wait,
oi.
you fucking tube.
Yo,
Fucking-
tube.
Tube.
All right. God damn it. I don't want this offer. You sent me. No, this is an ad blocking thing. I don't want it. Let's see if I can get rid of it for a minute.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
run ad.
lovely.
Yeah, okay, there. Okay.
Fucking tube.
Homeless man charged with diaper theft twice in less than a week by Jose L. Rosario. Oh, wait, never mind. That picture was by that person. But anyways, I fucked up. Anyways,
Professional.
I am not I never claimed to be a professional.
I did.
A homeless man arrested in January in Bud Lake after stumbling across Route 46 while carrying a PCP-laced cigarette was charged with stealing diapers from Port Authority, New York police.
Oh, I love
For
him.
the second time in less than a week.
Oh.
The man, Jose L. Rosario, 31, who police say does not have a permanent residence, was arrested on March 15th and March 20th and is facing charges of shoplifting, theft, and bail jumping.
Well, he
I'm
sounds
on drugs and I
lovely.
don't.
Maybe he gets the diapers because when you're on too much PCP, you just shit yourself.
Maybe.
I never heard that before.
I just made that up, so.
Oh, I've done a lot of PCP before.
I've never done. That is one I've never done.
It's fun. It makes you feel no pain, and then you get fucked up by cops because you try to fight them. It is. Yeah, it's horrible. By the way,
Would you rather have the filter of gnomish lust, goblin lust, kobold lust, hobgoblin lust?
I forgot. Jeannie, did you want to read this one?
No.
No.
hobgoblins. What do you do with those hobgoblins?
Oh man, last time we were goblins, that was bad.
You give them PCP and diapers, and just see what happens.
They're over there. Those darn hobgoblins are everywhere.
And they're
That's a
romping through the swamp.
that's a Mystery Science Theater reference, by the way.
Okay.
Oh god, that was a terrible MST3K.
Around 1 p.m. Thursday, March 15th,
Yes, it was.
Port Authority police assigned to PAF at One Path Plaza in Jersey City arrested Rosario after he was caught stealing 3 boxes of Pamper diapers from a Dwayne Reed drugstore located in the plaza. According to Senior Police Public Information Officer Jose Pantalegro, a record check found 2 active arrest warrants totaling for $2,600 out of Jersey City. But due to bail reform laws, Rosario was released pending a court appearance. This is something that you should just scare the shit out of the dude and let him go. Because
I really hope he was just actually remembering what he was supposed to do, that day. Go pick up diapers.
it's entirely possible that he just got the diapers, put him in his arm, and totally forgot that he had them, and he was all fucked up.
But he was so high on PCP, absolutely.
There was a guy who did so many drugs that he had one name for every. He had a lot of pets, but he had only one name for them, Flipper, because he was so fucked up. It just made more sense. Just
everything
Flipper,
is Flipper. Everything.
That's Flipper, and that's Flipper.
That's Flipper too. No,
What's your dog's
they're
name?
all just Flipper. There is no sequel to Flipper 1. It's not Flipper 2.
What's your dog's name?
Flipper 2.
And your cat? Flipper. He
Flipper
was so
2.
fucking-
Very much simpler, yes.
And by the way, if you've never seen Hobgoblins, all you need to know is Daphne's a slut, and Amy wasn't interesting until she became a slut.
Oh god.
That's all you need to know about Hobgoblins. And I remember watching that MST3K and going, "What the hell did I watch?"
Whosoever drinks from this chalice must pass a drive sub-ability check or permanently become a cannibal.
Yay! I want to become a cannibal. Hey,
Cannibal.
So Jim, Jenny was doing D&D. I joined too late. I told you about this on chat, but I'll give you a more fleshed out version because we're here. And so I joined too late to actually create a character. So I was her split personality. In fact, that's what the DM called it, because it could have just been, two of you playing, but no, he's basically like, no, you have split personalities now. So we would argue with each other. So anyway, his D&D had vampires.
Diaper stealing vampires?
Jenny was
fucking
bitten.
hate vampires.
What?
I hate vampires.
She was bitten by a vampire, and she rolled a natural 1 on her will save. So she became a servant of the and she was playing neutral good. We were playing neutral good, which was odd. In fact, Jenny was joking. Now we're playing neutral good, so no killing babies today. But so she became.
That's a bad rule.
That is bad.
She was joking because I got kicked out for doing that.
No.
Anyway, so she became a vampire bride or whatever. So she took her best friend, who was also in the game, to a deserted clearing and bit her. And her best friend also had a natural 1, so they both became fucking vampire sluts together. And basically they evaded the town, lured her her lover into a trap with the "I am a wounded vampire, vampire, but I'm really a good person. Please save me," and ate him.
Eat.
And the best part is, the DM decided, he's like, okay, so if your vampire master dies, rather than be cured of it, you basically lose all willpower because you've rolled a natural 1. You have no will anymore. So you basically just sit there drooling on yourself until some other vampire bites you.
Nice.
So basically, if it, and the next game, she was possessed by a demon. She's not having a good day, is she? Have you guys, Scott or Bob, whatever? I was reading about. Now, I'm not really a big fan of Disney or animated things unless they're adult. But I was reading about animated films that were so horrible, and I watched a Dingo Pictures version of Pocahontas.
It depends on your version of horrible.
Oh, you don't want to go there.
Do you mean horribly composed, as in the animated part was terrible, or the story was terrible? Because that's
the story was whatever. Although why there's a hyena in fucking ancient America, I don't know. The animation was terrible. The acting was terrible.
I must see it. I must see it just to
You want to?
experience the cringe.
You want to?
Not right now.
What?
Not right now. No, I don't not. I don't right now. What I want right now is to talk about Charles Manson's grandson won the
Hello,
legal battle
RJ. Hello,
over
RJ person.
the cult leader's body.
Someone joined the
Yeah.
chat.
Turn off.
It is I, Brando. How's it going, man?
Oh, what's going on, Brando? What the fuck's going on, man?
There's an echo.
Not much.
Echo. Who's got
Do you-
the echo?
Do you know this person, Scott or Bob?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
man.
who is it?
RJ. I mean, we haven't talked very much. We chit chat here and there, but I just invited
Oh
anybody.
yeah. I met you off of I met you off of Jordan Owen.
Oh, right on. Yeah, right on. What's Jordan up to nowadays, anyways? He's
Working. He's doing what I'm doing. He's working. I try to. We're doing that video game website thing that I invited him and Margaret to be a part of, and things have been slow because we've all been working. It's not easy. It seems like people running video game websites usually that's like their job, and for me it's like no, this is a side job. I can't,
I ain't got nobody got time for that shit. But yeah, I
you
haven't
know,
seen Jordan in ages.
somebody fucking slashed his tires. Some fucking assholes in his apartment complex.
Yeah, I saw that. Has bad neighbors or something. Are they in jail?
I have no idea, man.
Well, that's gay. So how long do you think? Like another year? Or?
No clue, man. Honestly, I'm on Facebook. I hit him up every now and then just to check in, and he's a chill dude.
I haven't talked much to Jordan ever since the whole Davis fucking debacle. So,
Oh, dude, Davis is very interesting. So yeah, I understand.
yeah, he is.
So there, but let's just say I have rules in my new community. You better not be a fucking scam artist if you join. So
hey, RJ, you might want to decrease your volume for your microphone a little bit. It's crackling and popping into loud. During this number right here.
It's a snap, crackle, pop. That's what it is.
But yeah, we're just
Okay.
right now. We're just randomly talking about shit. And right now, I have an article pulled up. Charles Manson's grandson wins legal battle over cult leader's body.
who is asking for the body?
So there was two parties asking for it. I believe one of them was some kind of museum-ish kind of thing. And the other one was his grandson. And the grandson has apparently won. So
No, that's a good thing. You want to know why? Because if they put his body on display, he'll be idolized.
yeah, make it which might be a good thing depending on who you are.
Well,
people
it's,
No,
like that
dude,
kind of shit.
there's plenty of fucking. Okay, here's the thing. Like, there's plenty of fucking lunatics out there. We don't need any more to copycat off of him.
well, I could argue this. Okay.
Well,
Let's imagine if they hadn't, or no, listen, if they hadn't destroyed Hitler's body and so on and buried him in an anonymous grave, then we would have tons of neo-Nazis just going out there and like worshiping him. Yes.
And we'd know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the same can be said of the people that support Stalin.
well, here's another point. In the American South at the moment, we have tons of people who go and, support the whole Marie Laveau voodoo priestess crap. Yes? Her tomb has been desecrated tons of times. So,
What?
Her tube?
tomb.
are you deaf?
Her fucking tube?
Tomb.
Tube?
Stop it.
They had televisions back then, dude. Tube.
Yeah, fucking.
Okay, so but
Hey,
okay, so first of all,
speaking of dead bodies, what they did with Bin Laden's body was fucking stupid. Throwing it away
Dude,
at
okay,
sea.
yo. I told you I don't do politics, but yeah, bodies. We're talking dead bodies. It's stupid. Yeah.
Dead bodies.
Well, first
At
of all,
least-
people already idolize Charles. I mean, he already has people who think he's, and there will be lunatics out there anyway, which personally, I think it's a healthy
We can't
occupation.
avoid these kind of people.
I think it's a healthy
They live
occupation.
listen. As somebody who's dealt with them all my life, we can do things to torment them. We can control
Oh
them through
yes,
pain. I mean, look at
absolutely.
Irini. Look at Irini. I don't know him personally. I don't know him personally. I consider him an acquaintance. But the guy likes attention and he likes money. Take those two things away from him and it'll drive him crazy. Now imagine somebody worse than him. Imagine somebody worse than him like Charles Manson. Like,
So
how do you fuck with Charles Manson? You take
both
away his cult and you take away everything else. What did the media do? They did the exact opposite with Manson.
of
They
course
gave
they
him
did.
attention. They gave him a fucking cult, and they gave him all the fucking press he would ever want in his life.
Well,
He,
I
he
mean, I don't see a problem with that, but that's
Well, it
because
no,
drove their
but you see, like people with mental issues that are like that specific personality type, love attention. They
yeah.
don't care where
There,
it comes from.
there are a lot of people who are attracted to psychopaths. I mean,
I
what
yeah,
the Night Stalker? How many people proposed to him while he was in
he
jail?
got married to someone.
Hmm.
It's
Wait, wait,
incredible.
wait.
Well, are we
I
talking
mean,
about? Hold on. There's psychopaths and there's sociopaths. It's like psychopaths.
There are also people who are attracted to those
wait.
type of people, which
Let
is
him
Well,
what we're
no,
explain.
no, no.
talking
Well, of
about.
course, yeah. I'll tell you why. So psychopaths are generally attractive on a very primitive level,
But
because
psychopaths are not attracted to other psychopaths, unless you're talking about like,
Wait.
oh,
Okay, wait.
unless it's Bonnie and
uh,
Clyde, unless it's fucking Bonnie and Clyde.
no. There's fuck, what's
Let
this
him
guy's
explain the
name?
difference because I actually want to hear this. Let him explain the difference between psychopath and a sociopath. Let's.
So what you're talking about is a sociopath. People keep mixing up the terminology. So a sociopath is someone who's naturally born manipulative. They're basically like very reptilian in behavior.
No, what I
They
was
don't hold
referring
on
to.
really quick
Let him
really
finish.
quick hold on. All right, so they don't care about other people. They generally don't care if they hurt your feelings or they hurt their own family members.
Oh
They'll
yes,
learn to pretend over time. Like over time, they'll learn. Oh, if I hurt my brother and my parents find out, that means they're going to punish me. I better
Yeah,
pretend to feel sorry.
yes,
And
yes.
I
so,
know that feeling very well.
so a psycho, on the other hand, isn't always born that way. They might be born with the affinity to become psychotic, or they might get psychotic from PTSD, like actual PTSD, or having this, like for example, if you've heard the term psychotic episode, it could be somebody who's actually psychotic or somebody who's not psychotic but temporarily acting psychotic. Now, the reason somebody might be attracted to someone who's psychotic is a psychotic person is somebody who just snaps. They look at the everyday, dystopic reality they live in and they think, why should I put up with this? Why do I
Uh,
need to do this? Why do I need to do that? And then they snap, they get in their car and they load their car with explosives and they ram it into the house of whatever sociopath ruined their life. And boom, they don't care if they die as long as they take out that asshole. Now, if they survive,
wait.
Okay,
I have a point for this. Okay,
I think
go
you.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
what you're trying to say here is that the people who are attracted to psychopathic personalities also contain some of the psychopathic part of that personality, but that's not the case.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the thing is, I didn't even finish that. So
RJ was explaining the difference between sociopaths and
No, I know the
psychopaths.
difference between sociopaths and psychopaths.
Shortening
I
it. The
dated
difference.
a fucking
no, I was saying
psychopath.
the
Time
reason
out. Let's
somebody might be attracted is if someone is tired of seeing their partner being emasculated or just seeing like their father being or whoever they see as like the figure of the house being emasculated, or themselves even like they're tired of being pushed around, they're going to be attracted to someone who beats the shit out of sociopaths. They're going to be like, oh yeah, you're going to murder the guy or girl who bullied me. Cool, I'm down for that. That's basically what goes on in their head. It's a very primitive thing.
In that
It
case,
might
I'm
not even be a conscious
fucked.
thing. It might not even be a conscious thing. They might
Also,
subconsciously say this person is a better mate than someone who puts up with crap. rather than goes up to the crap and murders it. But go ahead,
Okay,
sorry.
well, okay.
So,
This
okay, wait,
probably varies amongst different types of people as well. Probably different.
Yeah,
people
yeah. There's
a
plenty of sane
standard.
people. There's plenty of sane people who don't want to marry a psycho because they're like, yeah, you're going to be a terrible parent because the cops are
You're
going
a
to arrest you.
psycho.
But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I've known
Hey,
sociopaths who don't go out and kill people.
Can I point out something here?
I'm
Yes.
diagnosed as the
The person
sociopath.
that I was referring to earlier was Leonard Hill and Charles Ng. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
The chick who married him?
No, Leonard Hill and Charles Ng.
Charles and Leonard. Yeah.
Okay,
I know who they are.
I know a lot about serial killers, so I mean, like, what I was reading about was like, what are people attracted to in serial killers? Well, some of them are attracted to each other in a beta and alpha kind of relationship.
Well, yeah, they feel like they can go out and start murdering prey because they see people as prey.
Well, people are prey. It just happens that if you murder people, murder's frowned upon in this society. So
You
you
go
have to go
to jail.
Well, yeah, but see, if you actually think that, there are psychos who want to murder you just for thinking that, because to them you're more broken than they are, therefore you're inferior.
I know I'm
So
broken.
die. Yeah.
I knew I was
Yeah.
broken about Tony
So
Todd.
let me put it into really, really simple kindergarten terms. A psycho is basically a really pissed off Spartan, and a sociopath is the average Athenian politician.
In that case,
I'm going to bullshit. I am going to bullshit my way into your wallet and into your wife's bed. Basically,
Yeah,
that's a
that's me.
sociopath.
And the other one is just fuck you, die.
Fuck you, die. I'm gonna basically fuck you, die. I'm gonna cut you down and destroy everything.
I could
Oh,
deviously play my way into anything. Like I could, like
Oh,
it's
yes,
always it's always funny when people say, "Oh, if people accuse me of doing something," I'm like, if I was going to do something, I could be very sneaky and lie about.
Can I ask you a question? Are you sober? Are you
Who
sober?
are you asking?
The guy with the slime brother picture.
Okay.
What?
Are you
Are
sober?
you
Elliot?
sober?
Why would I not be sober?
Why would a sociopath openly admit to being a sociopath? That's my question.
Because why would I not? I'm not gonna.
Dude, I know several sociopaths who will pretend to be extremely friendly, extremely helpful.
Well, yes.
And then, like a Christian evangelist, they'll tell you that they're out to help you with your problems, and then they'll fuck you over and spread rumors if they can't get what they want from you.
I don't see any need to fuck you guys over right now. You guys are actually kind of cool, so I don't mind telling you. Now, if fucking Anarcha comes,
We're on a live
I'll be all
stream for fuck's
buddy
sake.
and nice to him. I'll be all buddy and nice to him, and oh yeah, you do with your new project, and hey, by the way, could you just do this for me and do that for me? And by the way,
I will say though, I legitimately find it funny when I see psychopaths killing sociopaths. It's like, have you ever seen like that guy, the Japanese socialist leader who got stabbed by that student? Okay, that's a perfect example.
Epic.
The frame. Yeah, that was epic. But the picture frame of the socialist looking in shock and fear and terror as the capitalist is like driving a katana into his gut.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect example of a psycho killing a sociopath. The sociopath
look on that old man's face. It's like
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
the thing about me,
Oh yeah, he didn't do anything. He just wants your wages, man. He just he wants to be the party leader. He wants that's what I fucking hate about like politics, dude. Like it's full of sociopaths. Like they'll take anything you say and twist it. Like we should just round up sociopaths and just like burn a fucking thing across their face like in the older days. Like this motherfucker's a criminal. Don't trust him.
The thing about sociopathy is there's also different scales. I'm not an extreme sociopath, but I'm just
No. You listen. If you are a sociopath, you function at least, right? You're not out to hurt people. But I'm saying like we gotta like find a way to identify the ones that are harmful and make sure that they can't hurt anybody. Like they can't be allowed to vote. They can't be allowed to vote. They can't be allowed to run for office. They
There's
can't
two
get
reasons
politics.
why I won't.
Lifelong goal.
Well, they first have to know. Like, they have to be diagnosed. Like, how many of them out there are just running around completely?
No, yeah, no, I agree. I'm like, okay, so we don't let criminals do certain things. They lose certain rights. But I'm saying we should double that for intelligent ones because, like, fucking, if you read like Sherlock Holmes, there's this old term in English literature. If someone is of criminal blood, that's they're implying your genetics. That means there's something wrong with you.
Blood. I like it.
Wait. First of all, I've never met a sociopath who wasn't intelligent. Second of all, you're treading into eugenics.
Yeah.
Well,
Good old-fashioned criminal blood.
Yeah, and that's
I
kind
like
of
it.
dangerous. I mean,
well, hey, I'm careful though. See, I don't like politics.
No,
I'm saying no.
Eugenics has nothing to do with politics. Fucking Nazis made it a big thing. It was never a thing about politics. So
There's somebody I just asked Scott about and Scott, don't name him. I said, hey, if he's in the live stream, I'm not joining because that guy behaves like that, and I don't want to be around that.
Isn't he fucking weird? Like, unnerving. Like, I always feel like, gross.
Well, dude, no, I mean, okay, like, I don't even give a fuck this is on a live stream because, you know, it's a fucking country, freedom of speech, and I'm not gonna act on my thoughts. But when I come across a sociopath, and I know they're trying to get into my brain, like, there's an urge in me to fucking just grab something and no, just bash them in the fucking head, like you stupid fuck, like who the fuck do you think you are? But I'm not psychotic. It's just it's survival instinct.
Psycho.
No, it's survival instinct. My survival instinct says this motherfucker is a threat to me and everybody around me.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, but there's two things. One, I'm blind, and so I probably couldn't get away with it. The other, I have things to do on the outside world. But the fucking minute that my show and shit like that, and that's why I won't do any. That's why I'll pretty much admit what I am and not.
Thing, you were made aware of it. You were diagnosed and made aware of your issues.
Yeah, and you actually understand that you have a world that you have to depend upon. It's not a narcissistic fucking dream.
No, and I understand that a lot of people don't agree with anything I say ever.
But I was like I've met sociopaths that are in their 40s and they still behave like 5-year-old children. They're very, very fucking, very clever 5-year-old children, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are 40-year-olds behaving like 5-year-old children, but highly intelligent 5-year-olds.
Yeah, usually those people also have narcissistic personalities, so I don't really have that. I'm just basically I'm not like, some guy going out and killing people. It's just
I got you, man. I got you. I that's why I didn't want to cross into eugenics. I was saying, like, if somebody is a violent sociopath or a manipulative sociopath, like, we should just slap the criminal thing onto them so they don't have the ability to hurt other people and just observe them for the rest of their lives.
There's just a really good ring to criminal.
Oh, wait. Are we gonna put a symbol on them? Like,
yes.
Like a pink triangle or
we'll put the 4chan symbol on them.
Oh yeah.
No, okay, sister. Okay, sister. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. I read Starship Troopers, and instead of taking it as a warning, I took it as a fucking idea book.
Yeah, from what I understand, that whole book backfired on the author pretty badly.
Yeah, he was against the idea of a futuristic fascist state, and I'm like, oh shit, Star Wars, but in real life. Star Wars, but in real life, I'm down.
Right.
Coxon.
Yeah.
I'm all for eugenics. Kill everyone that's not me.
Better you than me. Yeah.
No, hey, hold up. With how scientific. Oh, go ahead.
I'm all for adding labels to people because right now, goddamn, we need it. Oh.
Especially Jim.
So I was gonna say.
Well, there's goddamn SGWs and.
It's not eugenics. it's not eugenics if the entire human race is wiped out except for you. At that point, it's just extinction because you can't. There's nobody for you to reproduce with.
Yeah, we're all fucking dead. It
I would
doesn't matter.
I have
extinct
about 3
you.
people I'd save.
You'd
3
save
people.
yourself some pussy. You'd
Well,
save.
yeah, and then all your children would be inbred, and then we'd all die again.
You'd,
Well, and
you'd
so
save.
well, I have my dad's from Texas, so there you go.
No, that's not how that works. Stereotypes don't mean reality.
No,
That's not how
If
that works.
someone's going out,
Wait,
what are the rules for extincting the human race? I mean, I
I'm
would think
from
there are
Texas.
none.
I'm from Texas.
Hey, Scott, I want you to look up something.
Yeah.
All right, on your screen, look up the Atari Watch Kickstarter. So let's talk about something fucking cringy.
Okay.
So Atari has gone bankrupt 3 times now.
Game
Yeah,
ban.
Okay. That is a Chinese Android smartwatch. They're just slapping the fucking Atari logo on it. Those things are $5 at the Dollar General in California. California's an expensive ass state, but that watch is $5. They're trying to sell it for like a couple hundred because it has the Atari logo on it.
Wow, licensing fees, man.
Yes, California is a very expensive state, and that's why I live where I live.
Let's see what the prizes are. Pledge $25 or more. You will get one very special Game Band Terraria t-shirt exclusively designed for Kickstarter. We'll be revealing the exact designs during the campaign, so you don't even get to fucking see it.
No, you don't even see. You basically just order it and whatever happens.
No. You don't even get the fucking Game Band. You get the T-shirt for it.
Yeah.
It can be the most ugly T-shirt in the world.
Save $100. Retail price $199. Be the very first to get your hands on a Game Band, a powerful smartwatch built for gamers. For the gamers, bro.
Smartwatch.
This is it for the game.
Yeah.
I think smartwatches are hilarious. Just
you remember that one?
Just
It's
another
in
way
the
to
game.
keep people, because watches are basically irrelevant nowadays.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, well they are. Oh my fucking god! Hey Scott, read that fucking line underneath it. 5 exclusive mini games.
Okay, I'm going to read the whole thing. Our way of thanking our earliest backers with our lowest possible price. Rewards include 1 black Game Band, 1 black silicone strap, 5 exclusive mini games. To add to this reward, click here to add the following to your pledge amount. $20 per black canvas strap, $35 for black leather strap. Reward does not include micro SD. Fuck! To include your order, just increase your pledge using the options below. $25 per 16 gigabyte micro SD or $50 for 32 gigabyte micro SD.
Jesus Christ!
Damn, motherfuckers! $250 for the
I'll tell you what, I've never paid that much for anything with a black strap that wasn't a fucking strap on.
Never paid anything for that much that wasn't a computer.
the Atari strap-on.
Okay.
We should call it that, the Atari strap-on.
Yeah, that's great.
Coming to stores near you. The Atari strap-on.
Someone needs
Yeah, dude. The fucking it's the fucking Atari controller, but as a strap-on, and every time your partner hits the button, it makes a Pac-Man noise.
Someone needs to take one of these pictures of the actual watch and Photoshop together a big fuck you black dildo on it with the Atari.
I'm sure it already exists.
Hey guys, I legitimately felt sorry for Atari just reading about how they went bankrupt, but then just seeing this shit, I'm like, wow,
We're
$50 for a 32 gigabyte micro SD card I can get for $10 on Amazon, for fuck's sake.
We're building the greatest smartwatch ever. Not crammed with every sensor available, just engineered around what we believe is really important.
I've never actually seen someone with a smartwatch because I don't understand what the point of a smartwatch
It's for
is.
gamers, bro. Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Hey, I play games the way Joe intended.
Oh, guys! Oh my God, guys! We added a micro SD port to give access to massive amounts of data right on your wrist.
You've
And
never
finally, because
like this.
because there's more to life than just raw power. We brought into life with retro gaming design and content.
Hey, Clarkson.
Here's the porno
Clarkson,
associated with it.
I play games the way Goat intended.
Swipe right. Yeah, you
On Skype with Jim playing Fallout
dirty
New Vegas.
bitch. Sorry, I got into that.
Terraria, what the fuck? Terraria is playable on that shit? That's fucking cringy, dude. That's going to be the shittiest form of Terraria. Like what fucking resolution is that running at? It's running at like 36 times 36. Like what the fuck?
Well, I guess we know what Scott's fetish is.
Width 39.8 millimeters. Thickness 11.38 millimeters. Yeah.
I'm getting creeped out by this.
All those fingers, Scott. What the hell?
And the battery
guys, the price, the fucking price on these though. I mean, look, if I want to get an LG, an actual smartwatch, it's going to cost me $349. You know, because I totally want to spend $200 on a $5 Chinese clone.
Oh yes,
I do.
absolutely.
I mean, it says Atari.
Oh yeah,
Atari on it.
Atari
I
was
love
last
the
developed in what 1999.
Yeah, basically.
Basically,
Atari.
I don't know what you said. Sorry, never mind.
Atari started in the 70s. Then they were so dumb with allowing literally everybody to make games for their console that they became like the early days of the Google
shit.
Yeah, they became like the early days of the Google App Store. So, like the Google App Store had like a lot of stuff they had to take down because people were like putting junk on there, and so as a result, parents just stopped buying games. A lot of people say that E.T. was the game that killed video games for a while. It wasn't. E.T. was just the nail in the coffin. The coffin was already being built.
Yeah, right.
And then there's a guy on YouTube. On YouTube, I got him added on Facebook. His name's Larry Bundy Jr. He did a video on Drivergate, is what it was called. Atari published the full Driver game. They had the rights to Driver. And they paid. See, here's what happened. In the 70s, they went bankrupt. Then 80s through the 90s, they tried again because they're like, oh shit, PlayStation and Super Nintendo and N64 and Sega Genesis and all these other games are. Why did we give up? So then Atari decided we're going to release the Jaguar, which is an overpowered pile of junk. Then they went bankrupt again. Go ahead, sorry. $
600 pile of junk.
Yeah, and what did it have? Doom. It had fucking Doom. Okay, cool.
Man. Doom.
It had one game I want to play because supposedly it was unique to that. Yeah. Anyways,
the sad thing about ET was the fault of ET. I mean, it was a shit game, but the fault of ET was a simple coding flaw. If they'd have fixed that coding flaw that had people fall down all the time, it would have been a passable game.
Well, also, they only gave the guy who programmed it like what 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, we need you to finish this by Christmas time.
They did a review of ET fixing the coding thing, and they said it was. I mean, it wasn't a great game, but it was.
They would have been much better off taking an existing property and using the coding for it and swapping some images. Yeah,
I agree.
But, another part of this Kickstarter that I like, this pitch, rather than overstack Game Band with every conceivable component available to us, we focused on picking the core components essential to what we want Game Band to be.
They're really starting to sound like Apple. They're starting to sound like Apple.
Listen, less components equals more space equals larger battery and micro SD slots. Less components equals more affordable product. Less components equals less manufacturing and quality risk. Less components equals more budget for a better processor. It's
less
$200.
Components means we can afford more Chinese people to make our shit.
Yeah, 249 people have backed this.
249 people are morons. I really want this to actually get made, and then they make 5 of them, and they're all shit. It's like,
what the fuck? Hold on a second.
It's the same thing that happened to the.
Hold on. 1,708 people have backed it.
Oh shit! My bad. What am I reading down here then?
That's
the amount of people that backers for that pledge. Okay, my bad. Okay.
Really quick. So let me tell you something. So Atari went bankrupt again in the '90s and decided we really don't fucking have the money to compete with these new players. You know, like Sony and Sega, and at that point, Nintendo wasn't really a new player anymore because they were like Nintendo had ported some of their games to Atari's consoles, but at that point, Nintendo had replaced Atari. So they gave up. They're like, we're just going to publish software for other hardware manufacturers, and then they started releasing really shitty games. They'd have like one or two games that were good. Okay, I'm not a weeaboo, but I had Yu Yu Hakusho, the fighting game. The tournament arc from the TV show where the main characters. You played it?
I remember the TV show and the fighting game. So
nice. So it basically, the reason I liked the game was because it was one of the few 3D fighting games that looked good, and Atari, made a decent choice to publish a couple of the Dragon Ball Z games and the Yu Yu Hakusho games. But then Driver comes along. Driver couldn't afford to fail. So what did they do? They rushed it, just like their mistake with E.T. They fucking rushed it. And then they bribed a bunch of magazines. They said, hey, we'll give you early copies. And Larry Bundy Jr. Did a story on this. And they basically said, hey, we'll give you early copies if you tell everybody our game is amazing. And back then, the internet was like in its infancy. I mean, it was like post-90s, but internet communities, like the kind of communities that we're all a part of where there's millions of people,
Yeah,
they were in the thousands and not so much the millions.
that kind of shit doesn't get jumped on back then like it does nowadays.
Exactly. So when some people uncovered that these magazines were lying, they went on the forums to post about it, and the admins on the magazine website forums would delete their posts like, "Hey man, this game sucks. Why'd you guys say it was 9 out of 10?
Delete.
Or 10 out of 10?" Yeah.
Delete.
And Atari eventually just kept on going downhill. They barely made it into the PlayStation 3 era, man. Like they went bankrupt.
This people who, like, when Gamergate came around, people might think that this is kind of new territory for the gaming industry. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This has been going on forever, and it's just getting worse.
Worse.
And
we're just getting.
I have lost total. My interest in gaming is basically dead. I don't care about this shit nowadays. Like, they release games half cooked. You have to wait for the patches. I mean, you have to wait for the Game of the Year editions.
I totally agree with that.
I just don't give a shit anymore.
No.
We played Fallout New Vegas.
Fucking killed everything that I was ever wanting to do with any kind of video game at all.
Yeah, I've heard. We played Fallout New Vegas, and I was looking it up, and patch. It's like, why not, like, instead of patching it, why not, like, take the time to, like, you don't see.
I'm gonna be, hey, guys, not to play devil's advocate, but to be realistic. New games that are that big, like Fallout New Vegas, they're huge. They're big as hell. If you come across a bug they didn't notice, it's not so much them being lazy. If they had 2 years to do it or 3 years to do it.
Where did I find a bug?
I can understand, like, a game that huge. You can anticipate that players aren't going to get to a certain point in a certain amount of time, and the ones who can, it's going to be a low number. So let's release this thing. And get it patched up for when we think most players are going to get to that.
Fine, but on the other hand, do people release movies? Do they release a fucking movie and then go, oh, by the way, guys, there are some technical errors. We're just gonna
they do. It's called George Lucas.
Director's cuts, the double dip where they take a horror movie and they release it PG-13 in the theaters so everyone can see it.
What I'm talking
and then
release. No, hold on. He's talking.
And then they release the director's cut later.
Well, Scott. Actually, what Scott said is valid because it is related to what George Lucas does. George Lucas will edit movies. Like, there's a movie I like called THX 1138. Yeah, it's one of Lucas. It's like one of Lucas's earliest films, and what after he did Star Wars Special Edition, where he added CGI to the original Star Wars movies, he went back and he fucking added CGI scenes to THX 1138. Like nobody fucking asked for that.
What
I
I'm
didn't
talking
know that.
about is so they'll release a movie in theaters with glaring errors that they won't. But the or okay, I'm
Those are video errors.
I'm listening to the new Belphegor album right now. Did Belphegor release an album with like the a bass error?
Yeah,
And, oh,
yeah,
don't worry.
but
We'll patch
but
it up next year.
but with an album, which is generally around an hour at most, or a movie, which is generally around an hour and a half to 2 hours,
What I'm saying is
you
take the time.
you have to have it completed right now because your audience only has 2 hours.
Take
Whereas
the
in a
time.
video game, with
Okay,
a video
okay.
game the size of Fallout, there's going to
Video
be a
game.
gap
No.
between
Yeah,
hour
yeah,
one
yeah.
and hour 20.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
It's a Fallout.
Ah! Listen, Fallout games take at least 60 hours or plus to finish. Yes?
Yes.
I'm
I am
Yes,
not
they
going to.
do. And I
I'm
was
not
actually
going
going
to
to
play
say,
a game. No, no, listen to me. I am not going to play a game that takes 60 hours plus to finish if I see fucking grammatical errors and fucking horrible shit about the dialogue just every fucking where. That game could have been used so bad, could have used
that
AI.
there
I
was a
agree.
game
The
like that.
games.
I returned it to the store. It was called Gothic, I believe Gothic 3.
I have paid less
No,
for games that
I
made more
agree that
sense.
games should be pretty much all the way done by
yeah, but
release.
Scott,
Yes.
you know why they're not? Because if we release patches, we can, more editions, and people will have to buy the patches, and they'll have to buy the
Well,
add-ons.
they don't
No.
necessarily charge the patch, but
EA
they
does
will
that.
charge you for
EA
Game of
fucking
the
does
Year
that.
edition.
It's more along the lines of we need money desperately because we just dumped a shit ton of money in this thing, so we're going to release this thing as quickly as possible. And
Yes.
fuck it if it
You
fucking
guys heard
sells.
about EA, right? They just fucking gave up finally, and they unlocked all the characters and made the progression system more like Call of Duty, where you unlock things as you level up, not like, oh yeah, you want a loot box, kid? You give us money for your loot boxes, huh?
So
Yeah,
have
but I
they
mean,
given
like,
up?
Call it
man,
money.
it's
That fucking game.
unacceptable.
Oh my god. No, the point is that Fallout, okay, especially, has been so bad about asking players for money. They released a game that was absolutely not ready for any of anybody's consumption. It was so unprofessional. It was
Yeah.
super fucking bad.
You
I did
talking
not
about 4?
Yes,
Bethesda,
I did not pay fucking $65 for a game that I could have edited myself that actually made that kind of sense. Come on.
yeah. I agree.
I just hey listen, I fucking got that game for like $20 like 3 years after it was oh no,
Well,
2 years after it was released. No. I still haven't played it. I don't even have the
Yeah.
interest to play it from
If
all the videos I see.
Well, I've lost interest in modern video games. All they've done is improve the graphics some, but it's essentially the same fucking
I
kind of
have
game I played in the early
I
2000s.
have interest in modern video games, as in when I played New Vegas. Like the last video game I played was, other than a racing game, was maybe Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh
And
wow!
I can remember, which was a great game.
Yeah.
And it's just what I was interested in Fallout New Vegas is how much you could do with modern day video game
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
That's
Fallout
what
New
I was
Vegas
really
is
interested in.
great.
And so
But it's
I'm interested.
essentially the same game with
No.
better graphics and some added
No.
new features. That's it.
No. Fallout 4 removed a lot of the
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like
Imagine
the
this.
choice. The choice
I
was
agree.
gone.
I agree with her. I agree with her. The fucking
let him
the
talk.
intro. Hold on. The fucking intro dialogues. And I'm not talking about the make your spouse, make your character intro. I'm talking about when you enter the fucking cafe with the jazz in the background and all that, and you're talking to that femme fatale. Like that was the most cliched fucking shit I've seen. There's like barely any. So somebody made a video comparing like the introduction of your character into the new fucked up world that we wake up to from New Vegas to Fallout 4. New Vegas the doctor wakes you up, or you wake up to the doctor, blah blah blah. Fallout 4, there's this woman at a restaurant or a cafe or something or a saloon, and like the dialogue is so wooden. It's
No,
like,
okay. Listen, what you're talking about is in New Vegas. You wake up and you've been dug out of the ground by Doc Mitchell.
yeah, and
Right.
then somebody was
Yes.
comparing that side by
And
side to Fallout 4.
and in Fallout 4, you wake up inside the vault and you realize that you've been frozen for all these years and you try to wake up your husband or your wife or whatever, opposite gender that you are. Yes. And you try to get all that shit going and they're like, oh God, they're dead. Oh God. And then you go up and you do all that shit. Yes.
Yeah, and then the person who
You don't get to the whole restaurant with the chick until you get to maybe Good Neighbor. And oh my God, trying to even get to Good Neighbor is.
See,
I know, but I'm saying like once you get there, it's like the dialogue wheel for her. It's terrible. It's
New
like
Vegas was the first because Jim. So it's funny because I'm sort of I'm not a gamer at all, but Jim randomly, hey, do you want to play Fallout New Vegas? Okay,
No.
yeah, I have no fucking idea what
You play
Fallout New
3 or
Vegas
you play
means.
nigga. Don't play 4. Don't play Fallout 4.
I
Probably.
think my original
Don't hate it because since I got to read everything to you anyway, 4 options all the time, and the options are yes, sarcastic, yes, maybe, and I'll get back to you later. There's
Three
no
out
of
dialogue
4.
option to piss people off. There's no dialogue option really unlocked because
yeah,
of nice
it's just
stats.
like it's fucking linear, and all they're doing is pushing you forward. It felt
Yeah.
more like a Final Fantasy game than a Fallout game.
3 out of 4.
Whereas in New Vegas, whereas in New Vegas, we didn't have to do things if we didn't want to, and it was like when my favorite ones was when you're drug running for the cons and you're a cop.
Yeah, I fucking love that, dude. Fucking Fallout
And now I'm gonna
New
kill
Vegas,
you,
dude. Fucking New Vegas. I could fucking have my evil run. I could have my good run. I could have my in between run.
You could
Like
do whatever
I had a
the
run.
hell you wanted.
See,
Yeah, my evil
play
run.
the
I
good
didn't
run.
last. Listen, dude. I tell a lot of people this story. My evil run. I didn't pass. I didn't last past the desert because I killed everybody in the town. I
Awesome.
murdered everyone in the town.
Yeah, we
stole
don't.
everything. The guy with the fucking bottle caps showed up. Hey man, I see you have bottle caps. I shoot him, take everything he has.
We did that.
Yeah. Hold up.
Jim, correct me if I'm
Hold
wrong.
Hold up. I go out into the desert. I get killed by. I fight a few scorpions. I immediately get killed because being evil, I didn't.
You don't get as much experience. I understand that feeling. I know.
Exactly. But being good, on the other hand, wasn't.
You get tons more experience.
Yeah, but you don't get that much money. That's the problem. Being good.
It's balance.
So you got to be the cowboy. You got to be the fucking cowboy. You got to be in between. You got to be good, but not a pushover.
We were very evil. I mean, we didn't kill everyone, but Jim, I think we played the game twice, or at least the first couple levels twice, or 3 times, whatever. I think we killed the bottle cap guy every single time because he just deserved it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm just gonna stalk you here and blah 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 blah. Okay, fine, fuck you.
Hey, buddy. Listen, buddy, you gonna collect those bottle caps? I want them bottle caps. I'll watch you drink that Coca-Cola.
Our character's name was Jesus Fuck. I was like, fine, you're gonna follow Jesus Fuck? Here's what happens when you follow Jesus Fuck. We killed Veronica, Cass. We didn't even get to Boone, although we played with Boone a little bit, but in the official run we didn't even get to Boone because we lied and we killed
what we did was we did the mission exactly as like the good guy would. Uncover all the evidence and everything and then set up the right person to get shot. So the correct person fell. Then we went up there and he's like, how'd you know it was her? And I read out the option. He's like, because I just felt like killing her.
You got Boone on your bad side.
Well, we had to kill him right then and there.
So we did all that work for him. We even found out what, and then because we played Jesus Fuck as dumb. He had an intelligence of 1. So we were like, and he was also insane. So this is Jesus Fuck logic. Me kill, then me tell lie, so me kill. And the thing was, the joke that we had was, he was just about to admit that he actually, knew. It was just Boone never got him time to admit it, so we had to
Something I
kill him.
wanted to point out with Bethesda
Well,
in
the whole
particular.
thing.
Oh wait,
I
wait, wait.
just loved our logic
Ah,
for when
guys,
What was
that's
that,
Scott.
Jim?
That's Scott
See,
saying something.
isn't this conversation a lot more interesting than fucking politics and Charles
Yes.
Manson?
Oh, of course it is. But let Scott say what he was about Boone.
I wasn't saying anything about Boone. I was going to talk about Bethesda. If you
Well,
look
that's fine. Yeah.
if you look at their library all the way back, their games, once they catch on, their next game is going to be more dumbed down to appeal to more people. You can see
Yeah.
You're
that
not
most
supposed to do that. You're not
clearly
supposed to do that.
in
Got a
Skyrim.
trend. Oh man, that
Yes,
explains a
Hey,
lot.
hey guys, that's how Doom 3 ended up being a fear game.
Well, that explains
Unfortunately,
so
that's how you are supposed
much.
to do it, because that's how. I mean, I've seen it happen in metal, major labels. I've seen
Dude,
it,
Call of Duty was successful because it stuck to the fucking formula. It sold, it stuck to the fucking formula. Call of Duty fucked up when it started appealing to people like me. I'm a sci-fi nut. I'm like, oh shit, Infinite Warfare looks interesting. Oh, it's just Call of Duty in
No,
space. Never
Call of
mind.
Duty fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
I thought that was. I thought that like I love the first war game, the first Call of Duty, because I'm a history nerd. I love World
like-
War II history.
I like Call of Duty 2 on 360. Man, that fucking game, they nailed it.
I don't give a
Dude,
shit.
at
Scott.
this point, a fucking 5-year-old can narrate every Call of Duty commercial.
But it's
This
sort of
summer,
Come on,
Call of Duty.
Wait.
faggots.
This
Guys,
summer,
guys.
Call of Duty this
Guys.
summer.
Guys, I actually have a 7-year-old who could probably narrate it being this summer, dinosaurs invade North America, and thus we all need to fight against them.
I wanna do
Even better. Well, that's Turok. That would be Turok, but even better. Mine is like this summer, Call of Duty. It's personal because blah, this time, blah, the terrorists, blah, are French. Blah, 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 blah,
And they
Wait. Okay, look, no. If you're gonna quantify 5-year-olds, you have to incorporate dinosaurs. Come on, man.
fucking
They told us.
Dinosaurs, FT fucking W.
No, even better. They told us they were our friends, blah. But they stole our dinosaur toys and ate our French fries, blah.
I'm gonna try the blah at work.
So
Damn
we're
it.
talking
Let's get you a
Call of Duty
blackjack.
Playground. What?
Do you guys remember?
Blah.
Recess. There we go.
Blah 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 blah.
Quiet.
Or
Do you
Hey, there's
remember?
more people talking at once. Could you guys wait?
Do
no.
you
One of
remember
you
that
talk.
story? If the dinosaurs could come back. Do you remember that story?
No.
No.
Oh, fuck's sake, you guys! You have
Wait, hey, hold on. If the dinosaurs come back, was it a scientific book for kids?
It's a book for children. It says if the dinosaurs could come back.
I don't read children's books.
Hold on.
I think I remember it actually. I used to be into dinosaurs. I think I remember that.
Mm,
Did it have little illustrations?
I have to go look at that now.
Scott,
Give me
shut up.
Okay, what's the name of the book?
if the
If dinosaurs can come back.
If the dinosaurs came back.
Damn it! Nobody ever buys the T-Rexes.
Hey, hold up. Okay, so a couple nights ago, I was on a server, and the fucking
This book was printed in 1984. This was literally the year that I was born.
And by the way, guys,
There
I
it
bought
is.
and still sold.
We bought 2,000 T-Rexes in that game.
Well,
Is that the cover
what
right
game?
there?
What game?
Okay.
New Vegas. When you,
No,
when
guys,
you go to the gift
listen.
shop and they have the 1,000 T-Rexes, we bought 1,000, and then later in the game we bought another 1,000 just so we could have 2,000 T-Rexes.
Oh, the Dinky the dinosaurs. Yes, I remember
The
those.
fucking dinosaur.
2,000
Now, okay, listen.
Calcium.
The point of if the dinosaurs came back was that they could do all these things that humans didn't have to do, like cutting down trees and being ski slopes and things like that.
If the dinosaurs
That
What
came
would
back,
suck
we'd all
is
be
if one
raped
just
by
took a massive
stegosaurus.
shit all over your car.
Hey, imagine terrorism in a world with dinosaurs. Somebody would crash an airplane into a dinosaur's ass and make it rampage.
Yeah, right?
If the dinosaurs came back, we'd all be raped by velociraptors.
I would
All right,
Velociraptor
so
rape.
hold up. I got
just
something to say.
I was just reminded of the book called Taken by a T-Rex.
No.
That's fucked. So
Scott,
okay, so
look it up now.
a couple hold up. A couple nights ago, I'm on a server and it starts lagging, and the lag spike goes up, and then all of our voices get robotic, and people start singing because they're like, "Man, I sound like I'm fucking auto tuned," and out of nowhere, I just go, "Megatron, I'm afraid I can't let you take the auto spark from Cybertron." that they just paused and didn't know what to say.
Taken by the
Megatron,
What's got?
Look at that cover.
what the fuck?
Taken by the T-Rex. It's awesome. It's
That's
what
fake.
Wait.
Please let it be what I
Wait,
think
no,
it is.
no.
It
no,
is what you
I
think
am
it is.
currently, I'm
so
currently
crazy.
imagining Taken by Starscream.
Taken by Starscream. Ah!
Cybertron is mine. After I make you mine.
You're my only mine.
You're my only Cybertron.
There's more.
Oh yeah.
Pterodactyl.
Oh God! All right,
Oh, this is good shit.
I bet it's a guy. I bet. Hey,
Guys.
guys, I bet it's a guy with the fake girl name.
No, actually, it is a chick.
That's
What the fuck?
He has been interviewed.
Do you remember?
Wow.
I want to see the interview. How did you
Hey,
get
no,
the
look at I want to see the rest of the fucking series. What other books are there?
Well, here I'll go look. We got Taken by the Raptor, Taken by the Pterodactyl, Taken by the Triceratops, Taken by Aliens,
Nice.
Taken by the Velociraptor nest.
Click on the fucking click on the fucking Triceratops. That one fucking looks funny.
Guys, I'll be back in about 2
No,
minutes.
it's not taken. It's ravished by the Triceratops.
Come on, man.
It's a little baby one. It's a little baby.
That's fucked up.
It's a little baby one.
Ravished by Triceratops.
That's so awesome.
Now I got to look for that interview with Christy Sims.
God.
Christy Sims interview.
That's fucking beautiful.
My god. Okay, it's gonna take me a minute. I don't know. Christy Sims interview.
This gives me hope. I write porn all the time, so I mean.
Okay, I got a Q&A for her. Okay, first question: why dinosaurs? To truly answer this question, I'll have to go all the way back to when I was first started writing erotica. A little more than a year ago, I was
Of
complaining to
course.
a coworker one day about how I was having trouble making ends meet with my crappy job and my bills from college. I had a
You
day
guys
job.
pulled the fuck out.
My friend told me about an article that detailed the self-publishing boom that was going on about ELJs, blah, 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 blah. I went home that night and learned that self-publishing, okay, where's the dinosaur porn?
Yeah, I poured the fuck out. That's what she says.
Mounted by the griffin.
Captured by orcs. A were-tiger in heat.
Captured by orcs. With
See,
the
that one
fucking
makes
skull cod piece.
That one
Wait.
makes total and complete sense there.
What's that, Jim?
That one makes total and complete sense. Hold on a sec. There was a picture I had. I don't know.
Isn't that basically just Sweden?
And don't you dare talk shit.
Wait. Jim, are you talking about the porn star orc thing?
The one thing I showed you, I still caught it.
I'd worship his cult of orcs. Oh shit.
Is monster erotica lucrative? We don't want to get
Yes.
into actual numbers, but let's put it this way.
Yes.
Combined, Christy and I make more money than our friend who has been working as an engineer at Boeing for a few years. And Christy's friend who is a 5-year accountant in Dallas, Texas. That's great.
Wait, no. If you want to shorten that, you say, girls are stupid.
Go up, scroll up really quick.
Where?
What I missed?
Go up again.
Girls are stupid.
You want the pictures?
They like to be dominated.
Where Tiger and Heat?
Well, not all
Where
girls like to be
Tiger?
dominated. I know a girl who likes to dominate.
First of
fun.
all, where Tiger? That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Second of all, is this gay porn?
Did you just say
That's
where
pretty
Tiger?
weird.
Now just
Where
look at that.
Tiger?
Yeah, there we go. Wait, go back.
I'm there.
This is fucked up here. I mean, that cock is as big as the halfling.
Wait, are you screen sharing, Jim?
Yes, I'm screen sharing.
Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of mine.
Let Jim do
There
his
we go.
thing.
That's like as big as the halfling.
I fucking love that.
That's why it makes sense to be taken by the orc camp.
Yeah.
Did you notice
Oh
the
my
big
God.
skull broad piece? That's great.
I wish I could see.
Dude, that's not a cock piece. That's his fucking underwear.
That's just what he rocks. He's
It
just
is
like,
literally the size of his fucking thigh.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's the size of the halfling.
Okay, so the skull is over his cod, but there's this big leather patch too. Ugh. But that thing stinks.
Do you remember, Jim, when we did the 8-hour hangout? Towards the end of it, he started sharing. What was it? Mommy was best, or whatever it was to Scott. And Scott
Tentacle
started
trouble.
reading it.
Tentacle trouble. Yeah,
Fucking
Oh,
mommy
yeah.
porn or whatever it was.
Yeah.
tentacle trouble.
Tentacle trouble. Right by the tentacle. Right by the tentacle.
We need more cringe. More cringe, please.
Okay,
I
you
haven't-
want more
I
cringe?
haven't-
All right. Listen, man, I got more cringe. Look up the guy who cheated on his Donkey Kong score.
Oh yeah, heard about this.
That's
All right.
retarded.
Yeah, he was the Donkey Kong. He was the Donkey Kong world champion, and he didn't want to give up his title, so he cheated
Billy
to keep
Mitchell.
his title.
I'm missing a race. You talk about Donkey Kong.
Hey, this is there was another record for a drag racing game where recently Ben Heck proved that the record was impossible because of the way the transistors and electronics worked
I saw
inside the
that.
Atari. There's no way he could have set that record. And back then, accountability without the internet around
Are you
was
still on
hard.
Watch Together, Scott?
Believe so. Yeah.
I need to rejoin. I'll
Oh.
share some videos in the background as we talk.
Okay, hold on.
I
Here's
need
the
to rejoin.
There's the link for you if you need it. All
Okay.
right, so we're looking at Billy Mitchell. Give me a minute. Get to the
Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell. All right, yeah, he's like been a like a gaming figure for a long fucking time.
You have no idea who that guy is.
Well, he just recently got discredited, didn't he?
Oh, here's the supposed to be the king of Kong.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, he was supposed to, but apparently no. Mitchell previously held the number 20 score with 1.062 million points, right behind his longtime rival, Steve Wiebe, 1.064. The professional gamer and hot sauce magnet has now the number 47 score. Okay, hold on. Where does...
Pretty sure that guy's name is
The whole thing was about the dragster racing game.
Yeah, that's the one I knew about.
Same, I knew about both of them.
So, maybe, I mean, I don't think this article is going to go into it too much.
Stop
Go ahead,
trying
RJ.
But so there's a video. There was a video showing that the old school arcades. They're basically it's basically a tube TV. It's a fucking CRT.
Yeah.
And the way it would show the video is it would scroll the graphics. But Billy Mitchell had submitted sprites popping at your face. sprites pop in your face is emulation. That's not a tube TV.
Right? Okay. So he used an emulator.
So yeah, so some people were concerned that maybe he was using a MAME board because that is something you can buy. It's just a fucking MAME board attached to a CRT.
And then he set it up inside of a Donkey Kong cabinet.
So well, that's what people were concerned about, yeah. And then other people were saying, what if he modded the Donkey Kong cabinet? Turns out he just used the fucking MAME board, or he was playing on an emulator and took a picture of it or something. Because they were saying the recording had like weird static on it, like that interfered with the fucking footage at first, and it looked like he was trying to hide the transition of the screen as it transitioned into 1 million points, but what he wasn't able to hide is how the sprites pop in. So he wasn't that tech savvy. As a result, he got caught.
Nice.
Hey Scott, I found a crash, by the way. After we're done with this, a crash that I've never seen before.
Same.
Do it. Okay. Upload it. Oh, by the way, RJ, that link that's in the
what the fuck are you watching, dude?
That is a music video for Highball with the Devil by Les Claypool.
Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Sorry, I have to get rid of fucking Primus.
Yeah, and you just upload it, and I'll get rid of it.
I have to find the.
All right, hey, you guys have a good night. And next time you have one of these, let me know because I like talking video games and I like talking tech. Because it's shocking how fucking full of controversy tech and video games are.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming on.
Here.
Hey, anytime, man.
Ready? Here.
Yep. See you later, RJ. Wee. Oh shit.
Nice.
Wow.
Both of them. I've never seen both cars do that.
Let's watch that again.
Yes.
Biggie size. Here we go. And hooah! Wow, look how the debris is way up there. Wow.
Damn.
Both of the exteriors just blew off.
Yes,
But
they
I've never
did.
seen
The one guy's
both
car
cars
just
do that.
falling further and further apart.
God damn. That's awesome.
Scott, I feel like you might actually enjoy going on the Morbid channel of like funny junk.
Of what?
Funnyjunk.com.
Well, let's go to it and see.
We've seen it. I've seen it. We've been there. But I've never seen both cars do that. That was the weird. Oh, god damn it.
What?
Primus again.
Well, it just automatically does it. You just have to let's see if I can take care of it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now it won't happen anymore.
God.
I just didn't know how to drive that thing. Anyway,
Yeah, so I've never seen two cars blow the body off like that.
funnyjunk.com.
Oh, I particularly enjoy seeing small children get rolled over.
Oh my god. It's a kid. It's a baby. It's a baby.
I mean, oh my gosh, why not, right?
All right, so I'm on Funny Junk. Where what?
I'm not sure. There is a Morbid channel, but I don't know how to get to it. I wouldn't just look for the Morbid channel, so I'm sorry.
Oh, well, we'll come back to it some other time.
Yeah, we'll watch
If I
another
turn
crash.
in a sicko, will I get a reward?
Are you still watch together?
No, I look up Morbid Junk all the time, so.
Are you playing more crashes on Watch Together?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes, we are. Big size.
I just love the way this kid looks. He's just like, ah!
My car exploded.
That was his third major engine explosion.
And that is John Force, correct?
Yes, that is John Force.
Wow. I bet he's pissed. You know he's cussing in there.
Oh, shit.
Larry's mom said that to him. Now she's in a concentration camp for child abuse.
I remember that.
Yes.
You remember when your mom
you
abused
just
you and
changed
went
the
to a
position
concentration
of. You pretty much just changed the position of one or two cells, and it corrupts the entire meaning of the entire fucking comic.
There's a new version of Motorsports Crashes and Fails on YouTube.
Do it. And we are going to end our show this evening, just watching Motorsports Rex.
Yes, we will. Let me find it here.
All right. Another explosion, I'm guessing. Yep.
Okay.
The explosions are good and all, but man, when those top fuels go end over end, that's where it's at.
You want to see bodies flying out.
Yes, I do. There's something
Okay.
about the human body flying through the air that I find absolutely hilarious.
I've seen
Yep.
tons of that.
Titties underwater versus titties on the surface. Yep.
Air titties or water titties? I don't know. Which one do you want?
I do recommend Funny Junk for this kind of thing, especially the Morbid channel, because oh my god, they have so much fucking shit there.
All right, so here we go. These are modern ones. These just happened, right?
Yeah, these have just happened.
Got rally here. Those rally crashes are usually not good at all. I mean, what I mean by that is they're usually quite dangerous. Yeah, that doesn't look fun. Ow. Oh, shit. Yeah, take the plant. Take it. Look how powerful that thing is. God damn.
Not lame.
That is fucking rally right there. There is a 90-foot cliff an inch away from him. Like, god damn.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. He's so lucky. He barely didn't die there.
Based on
What's
the
going-
popular TV show, The 5-Alarm Fire in Captain Joe's Pants.
Captain Joe's Pants. That needs to be our
Oh,
sponsor.
that sucked.
I'll put out that fire.
I was so pissed off at that wreck.
Don't touch his wheel! Oh my god, he touched his wheel.
No.
Barely touched it, too.
And that ruined his race.
Yes, it did. Oh, oh, oh! Lots of wheel touching wrecks here. Oh shit, way too hot.
Whoa.
Whoops. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Oh, I think I watched this race.
No, you didn't. This happened like a week ago.
I recognize this course though. Maybe I watched the previous year.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. Nice little fucking
Yeah.
good. Lovely.
Whee! Airborne carts.
Wow.
Nice. They didn't really wreck too bad either. Gotta
Nope.
hand it to them.
And then
Wow,
everyone died.
fishtailing in a Indy car. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Way to go. That's how you get around corners.
That's one way at least.
Just let it loose.
Whee!
anybody who can drift an Indy car is a fucking badass.
Boom.
Jim agrees in silence.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to. Oh shit!
Oh!
Really comment too much other than when the wreck happens.
He spun the leader.
Ooh shit! Yeah, shouldn't you like kind of give way to the leader a little bit? I mean,
Well, he
Little
ruined
bit.
his race.
a little bit of deference there. I mean, he is the
dominated
lead.
that race, and Rossi spun him out
Oh, sports cars.
with no sound.
Mercedes, Ferrari,
Yeah,
BMW,
Rossi spun him out.
Audi.
Dick move.
Dick move of the century. Sodomized balls.
sounds like a,
There we go, Jeremy
sounds
Shaw.
like sounds like a rated R Saturday morning cartoon there.
It probably was.
It can be. There's a Corvette.
That sounded good.
There's a broken Ferrari.
Oh yeah, I remember. This is World Challenge.
Oh shit! What happened to his car? It's all bouncing around, all weird.
That was a yeah.
Whee. Oh shit! Oh fuck!
It's always a fun day for a massacre.
Dude missed his turn and went straight into the tires. Oh shit!
That was at St. Petersburg.
He's on top of the tires. That's fucked. Is that a new Ford GT? I
No.
think it look.
Oh.
Spin him out. Yep, that's how you get by him. Just spin him out.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but you don't want to. Oh shit! He went airborne in a fucking Mustang.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a Mustang GT. Okay. Oh my god. That's funny. I love that. I can't get around this guy. Fuck you.
Oh, Indy Lights.
And that is exactly why we must win.
Right.
And wreck. There's not very violent wrecks in this one.
No, but
You need the violent wrecks, Elliot. Oh wait, whoa. His rear tire sticking up like a dog would have his leg up when he's taking a piss. Someone gonna get creamed here? Nope. Okay.
We can only hope and pray.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm hoping for every new video is a horrible accident.
well, I was
15
we've seen
fatalities.
all the old ones, I think.
And that's where the infant death comes in.
I'll never forget that fucking video with the baby getting run over. Oh my god.
I laughed so hard.
Okay. Come on. Give me some. Oh, whoa. Well, it was still not very. No. He did a wheelie, though. He did a wheelie in a sports car.
Really?
Really, he did a wheelie.
He really did a wheelie.
Wow, that's fascinating. And then everyone died.
NASCAR. He's just kind of like, I like the wall. I like it.
No, well, I'm going to get going here because I'm about death.
Yeah, I'm about done too. After this video, I think I'm done.
I got one more video. It's only 23 seconds, though.
Okay.
Mm.
See ya, Jim.
Uh-huh.
Here, Jim.
Poop.
Poopy. Poop or poopy?
Engine failure.
Fire! Fire! Camaro! Fire! Yeah, his whole entire underneath is on fire. That's usually not good.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out. Bye, guys.
Yep, see you later.
Yeah. It's been fun.
It has been. We will do more.
We better.
Boop, boop, doop, 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 doop.
I'm free all weekend.
Rex. Vivian's on vacation, so I don't have anywhere to be in the evenings.
All right. I'm here. I think that's
Yay! Okay, next one, and then we're out. I have a feeling fire is going to be involved here. Fire! Oh my god. No, that's not just some fire. That's fucked up. Damn, dude. God damn.
Well, you wanted a bad crash. I gave you one.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for this evening. Thanks for anybody who fucking watched. Thanks to all the guests. Elliot, thanks for stopping by. New channel, new show. We're just fucking flying by the seat of our pants. This has been the Shitternet, episode 1. Good evening.
I shit my Cocoa Puffs.